Newton, the way you spin that story round. Always sharp, just like a tack when you're tracking the price of the dollar and pound. But drop the narrative, that thing that you inherited. Your history homos chariot just pulled up outside. Scott, William, Patrick on the scene, they're breaking up the subroutine. Something's crackling in your brain, MK Ultra make you go insane. Hey, don't you know we're only on the case for a good time, baby? Took a rose pill, now I'm reading these books for a long time, baby. Honey pots and psyop traps, you can trust the plan until you snap. Slop conspiracy everywhere. History homos clear the air. Close your eyes, what's truth or lie? Hiding in the space between. Reality's a tangled scene. Tune in, you'll know what I mean. Close your eyes, what's truth or lie? Hiding in the space between. Reality's a tangled scene. Tune in, you'll know what I mean. Hey, history homos only on the case for a good time, baby. Took a roach pill, now I'm reading these books for a long time, baby.
And we're live. Welcome back to the show. Joining Patrick and I this week is friend of the show, Snobby Bobby. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me. I demanded that Patrick be on this episode, by the
He
way.
did, actually. Because I gave him the option. Last week, I sprung this on him. We've, the summer is a tough time for the show a little bit until like the second half of the summer. It's time. We gotta figure. Sometimes we have short production dates.
I'm here to pad the timing on History Homos. I'm
Oh,
on
I
standby.
appreciate
I'm in the bullpen, ready to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bobby. Because we have
We consider
nothing
you
to
a-
say about this film. Certainly not. It's nothing.
God no.
Nothing.
But I sprang an episode on Bobby and I said pick
Bobby
a film
son.
you'd like to discuss. Let's do something heady, but not too heady, because we were toying with another title, which I'm not going to say now because I don't want to tease it too much, which we might
Okay.
do in the future. But we were talking about something that is like the headiest movie, like type tier of movie at least.
Yeah,
Like,
and with a week notice, I was like, actually, I want to do that one justice. So give me least 2-3 months before we commit.
I have to agree with your decision on that. And the best of all, before we were done talking that night, you had already come up with this title, and I immediately sprang at it saying, "Yes, of course we can do that. We've never done it on the show." And also, I definitely think I did at the time. I thought, "Oh, we could have a discussion on this." After rewatching it and investigating it, definitely I have I think of some fresh takes on this film that I did not have either of the other times that I viewed it. And just a little quick anecdote. I remember the first time I watched this film.
What film is it, by the way?
They downloaded the episode for the record.
Okay, all right.
They don't know
That's
that.
the
They could be like
producer in me.
Maybe they wake up in the middle of things and they go, "Ooh, what's this?"
Yeah, that's
God
definitely-
help them if that's the case.
Yeah, don't sleep with your headphones
Welcome.
But yeah, Oldboy 2000,
Oldboy.
of course the 2003, not the Spike P version.
Father.
Jeez,
He
man.
didn't do the right thing with that version.
No, he did not. He really pulled a Radio Raheem. But yeah, so a quick little anecdote. The first time I viewed this film, I had called out sick to my job. I don't know where I was working at the time, but I remember I know where I was working at the time. And I had called in sick to my job, and I had gone to work with my then girlfriend, now wife, because she was employed by my dad at the time.
Nepotism much?
Yeah, very big operation over there.
Working
Obviously.
out of the Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah, naturally, yeah.
That's
no one-
a
Real,
dated reference.
that's real spook stuff.
No one hypnotized you at any point during your courtship, did they?
Not to my knowledge, no.
All right. You
She's a
wake up in
little.
trunk?
She's very she's very close to my age, so I don't think there's any like familial possibility.
Spoiler
not
alert.
the spoiler. Yeah. So okay, I will also say this before we really get into the meat of this. If you've not seen this film and you care about spoilers at all, this is where you get out now. I will
And if
not
you
abide. Yes,
If you
Bobby?
care about one of the great twists in cinematic history not being spoiled, go
Well
now. Come back
Yeah.
later.
And
Well said.
I'm one to not give a hoot. Sorry, I almost cussed. TV doesn't teach you swear words.
Yes, that's true.
The thing with this is I don't give a, if it's a good film, if it's constructed well, it's the twists and turns that it takes you on that really make the twist matter at all, But this is
That's a great point because I hadn't watched this in about 10 years. And what everyone remembers about it is the end, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. Here, that's the last of the spoiler alerts, I guess. But the twist really overshadows like the parts of the whole sum. And
Agreed.
there's so many great things about this, memorable things that go far and beyond the twist. The twist is just like the thing everyone still remembers.
Another example of this, is another example of what I call a masterclass in screenwriting, which is to say, there are a shocking amount of little tiny details that are set up at all points in the film, and they pay off later in the film. And it took me literally, I watched the movie again today, and I caught something that I had never caught before in my entire life. We'll get to it at later on, but because it's kind of plot intense detail. But
in due time.
I also wanted to bring up that I watched a different translation this time. Which translation did you guys see? Is it the one that they translate the swear word to dick shit?
Mm-hmm.
That was the version you saw. Bobby was the one. Is that the
I
one
think
you saw?
so. Yeah, it was whatever the closed captioning was on Amazon. I think that sounds right, though.
Okay, I watched one, and it's a very recent retranslation and remaster. It's actually not very recent. It's from 2013, and it was really fitting that it was 2013 because the word they chose to change it dick shit to was fucktard. And I feel like that was a really big word in 2013. So
I like both of them. I like both options.
2026 remaster is going to be libtard.
yeah, yeah, libtard, yeah.
Chud.
Q-tard.
Yeah, yeah.
um yeah, no, so that I thought that was funny, but also there was
This guy's
more
revenge
detailed.
maxing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we Odesu got frame mogged by Wu Jin.
Oh no.
Visible cortisol spike.
He's Monte Cristo crashing out.
Um, yeah. But so there's a couple other things. So I think there was a couple extra subtitles that I'd never seen before, and that possibly is why I never noticed that the detail that I'm going to bring up later. But let's dive into the film, the plot. It concerns a. By the way, let's just talk about the opening of the film. What an
Hell yeah.
amazing opening of a film. You're immediately showed with the music. Yeah, it's an original score, and you're opened up with a guy dangling off the building, hanging by his tie, and we have who we'll find out is our protagonist in like sort of enveloped in sunlight and in shadow, as consequently in shadow, dominating the frame, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? What is going on? What the fuck movie am I watching?
What's that dog's name?
Yeah.
That's all I could think.
But at the same time, it's also par for the course of for Asian cinema intros. You're like, yeah, like it's totally like it's a great hook, but at the same time, like, yeah, this is just how Asian cinema operates
It's
a lot
true.
of times.
For
Yeah,
the
they like to do the
uninitiated.
yeah, well, they like to do the thing where they'll show like a really big dramatic scene, and then the character will explain the backstory, and then it brings you up to that point in the story, and then the movie proceeds from there. That's a really common thing
Hmm.
in Asian movies. That's true.
It's a very effective
This
means
is
of
based off of a
vengeance.
manga. However, almost all the plot points are original to this work. Um, and I looked into it. The manga that it's based on is I know that this much at least is that I didn't read it obviously, but I looked in it. The characters' names are different, which is why I actually looked into it because something that's really starkly visible to me on this watch through is that this story is very similar to the story of Oedipus Rex,
Hmm.
and I was thinking about how yeah, like his name almost is similar to Oedipus, Odesu.
Yeah, and there's the whole incest thing as well.
Well, yes, of course, true, yeah,
Yeah.
S- that was the spoiler, folks.
yeah.
We're just gonna
Whoops.
just Easter egg the spoiler throughout the
Just
entire episode.
Yes.
Just vague references.
we're literally like putting it out on the table and they're getting a straight look at it and we're like, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, anyone who hasn't seen this, are you guys pretty partial to Korean cinema? Because it is
Yeah,
righteous.
I've watched a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen a handful for sure.
Even
Uh,
just by being a casual movie enjoyer, like you're trying to watch anything other than the latest crap. The Korean cinema gets a lot of play. It gets a lot of
Yeah.
adulation. I'm sorry, Bobby, you were saying.
oh no, I was just gonna say I was thinking about this actually earlier today, reflecting on Oldboy from 2003. Last time I was on the show, we discussed Night of the Hunter, right?
Yes.
And I mentioned that whenever I want to kind of pop someone's black and white cherry, that sounded way weirder than it should have. Whenever I want to introduce a black and white movie to someone for the first time to get into black and white movies, I recommend Night of the Hunter. As far as Asian cinema goes, Oldboy is the version is to Night of the Hunter to Asian cinema.
Yeah,
So
that's
if
a good
someone's
one.
like, "Hey, what should I start with if I want to get into good Asian cinema, especially Korean?" Obviously, Oldboy is very, very good. And also, just real quick on that note, this is not this has all the elements and checks all the boxes of like a fantastic masterpiece of a film, but it's also not cunty or masturbatory. There's nothing to it. It's
Hmm.
not complicated.
Mm,
So in that sense, like it's a good way for like non people that aren't necessarily interested in like picking apart
yeah.
movies like an insane person. It kind of plays to that crowd as well.
It's accessible, yeah. You can view it on, you could bother to look deeply into the fact that his name sort of resembles Oedipus, or you could just be like, oh man, this is a compelling, gripping story. It's a, well, another thing I was going to say is that it plays off of extremely common anxieties that people
Hmm.
have.
Mm.
Um, the idea that, I guess, well, here, let me
As
give
a
a,
man who loses his keys all the time, yes, I can relate to Odesu. Except I'm locked out instead of in.
locked in. Yeah, I see. Yeah. But so the let's just to quickly do the plot here. So Odesu is a alcoholic salary man from South Korea in the late 1980s, sorry. And he is arrested for getting into a drunk bar fight. And again, I just want to go back to the opening, the way that they just give you so much information about the character in such a short time, concisely, without it being feeling like a fucking like expository thing. It's so refreshing to watch that.
It's fantastic. And it's his daughter's birthday. He's a belligerent drunk. He's a professional working man. He knows it's his daughter's birthday. Happened to get her a gift, but couldn't hold it together long enough to make it to back home. Uh, which that's an interesting thing about Asian working culture
I was
is
gonna bring
yeah,
that up. I want to defend him a little bit because
yeah,
like
agreed.
you are sort of expected to do that with your boss after hard days of work in specifically Korea.
I'd rather die. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
well, you're
Yeah.
never gonna get that
On,
promotion.
promote me. So on and on. Just his bleary-eyed oversharing and his like my name's Odesu. Here's what it means one day at a time. These are the kind of things you only get from somebody uh you know, it's either coming from bad screenwriting or from bad social tact, which is,
He's a bit of a dipshit,
oh,
like in the beginning,
dick
and that's a
shit.
bit. There's a big theme of obviously duality going on in this movie from multiple angles. But yeah, you have an arc in the first act, and then you have the real arc by
Right.
the last act. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I think he is. I think he is kind of a dipshit the whole time because he does sort of play right into. He thinks he's got it. By his first arc there, as you were just alluding to, where he sort of betters himself and gets himself into fighting shape, and he gets his wherewithals. He thinks he's got a grasp on what's going on to him, but the time and again, it turns out no. Like he again and again is proven to have fallen for all the traps
You can
that were
take the
laid out
boy out
for
of the
him.
dipshit, but you can't take the dipshit out of the boy.
So true.
Damn.
I don't know what that means, but it worked in my head.
It's apt. It's apt as hell. What does old boy mean? It's I remember, I think I recall it meaning it's something of a like a collegiate term or
Yeah,
something.
it's
Yeah,
like
and he
your old
references that
classmates.
with Wu Jin at the end there,
Yeah.
which I had that question too, and I was like, oh, I guess it's kind of vague, but I think that's what it's a reference
It's like
to.
old sport, I guess, and
Yeah,
from
like an
a
old boy
gadget.
club.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um.
So
So, so yeah.
he's a working
He.
man. He's doing his best, and these damn police are bothering him on his
Yeah.
daughter's birthday, on the day of his daughter's birthday.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, he basically his buddy breaks him out. He
Bro-
bails him out of jail. Bails him out of jail.
Different movie.
Yeah.
I wish he
And
broke him
on
out
his way
of.
home, his friend is distracted um by talking on the phone to his wife, who's trying to basically fend off his wife over the phone for his friends. And he ends up while on the phone and sort of distracted, Odesu is disappeared into the night.
Mm,
And the only sort of clue that we as the audience are given is that the perpetrator is under a purple umbrella.
mm. Purple,
Uh,
huh?
Purple. Yeah, well, yes, that's the. There's coding throughout the film that are. I feel most confident commenting on the purple specifically because it's so nakedly the color of that character, first of
Mm,
all, and
right.
second of all, it's a repeating motif that seems like so borderline surface level.
What do you think it like? What's your conclusion about the purple?
I think the purple, first of all, it's the Wu Jin character, the villain's
Mm-hmm.
his color.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it is his color because he associates it with his spoilers, deceased sister, who he believes has deceased on because of the actions of Odesu.
All true and not an original thought. This was based on research. Well, I knew this part, but the color purple, not the amazing film, but
With Oprah.
the actual color purple is affiliated with royalty, right?
Right, yes.
And Wu Jin is a very prestigious man,
Yeah.
very powerful man, and then it's also kind of claimed to be a reference to he's in the high tower, almost like
Right.
the princess in the high
He
tower.
said he was a prince. He actually says verbatim,
Yeah,
I'm a prince in a higher tower." Yeah.
yeah. So it's a royalty motif, and then, like you said, it's just his assigned color in that regard. And then you said something else that I lost my train of
Well, I was
thought.
gonna say his sister who died was wearing purple at the time she died, and I think there's like it must be a trauma response,
Yeah,
perhaps, that he associates this plan that he set out for Odesu with that color. I'm gonna guess, and again, to beautiful theatrical symmetry here, the scene, not to jump directly to the end here, but that scene it visually mirrors the opening shot of the film with the other salaryman with the dog hanging off of a
hmm
ledge. And indeed, the guy with the dog, he's wearing a purple shirt and tie.
You're right.
yep.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, the color motifs in this movie are purple, green, and red, right? Purple is
Yes.
what we just
White.
said, and then the red is the color of passion, rage, and love, for that
Hmm.
matter. With his new lady friend, and then the green, I think, is a reference to nature, whether it be the tranquility and peacefulness of nature, contrasted with like the primordial like instinct that he kind of descends into when he gets uh incarcerated, we'll call it that.
Well, I'll say this. I kind of viewed it in I definitely they use that nature green colors, particularly like when he
Yep,
wakes up in nature, air
he's always in
quotes.
like tall green grass, or yep,
Yeah.
yep.
But also in the same breath, throughout the film, there's a green sort of sickly tinge through any scene where you can tell that there's like a theme of like confinement or like
Hmm.
malaise perhaps. But again, this is like real standard filmmaking stuff. Like a green tinge is like classic, like if something is supposed to be foul, that you want to make the scene look
Sure.
like that or whatever, you know. So okay, what happens after he's kidnapped is he's held in a prison, like a sort of makeshift hotel prison that is extra legal naturally, for 15
It's
years.
it's the kind of thing Craig Spence might have operated at a time.
Yes,
I'll be
dude,
honest.
big
All right,
time.
dude.
Yeah.
Listen,
Or
the third floor is for long time stays. All right,
yeah.
you know.
What was I gonna say? It's very the Colonel-esque.
And we're not talking 17 herbs and spices, folks.
No, no, we're not.
No
Yeah,
herbs and
so
spices. What? There was soy sauce. What do you have? Dumpling soy sauce.
It's got to be paprika in there. Oh, you're not talking about KFC, you're talking about the dumplings.
No, no, I'm talking about this man's uh the
torture
cornerstone of
food.
it.
This is taking a weird side quest.
Oh, dude, 15 years of dumplings.
I don't know. I think I could get it down with it. Like I really
No,
like dumplings,
I
man.
would rather do that than like and that's one thing. Like and I don't want to jump too much ahead, but like the whole sequence where he's trying out all the dumplings to track down who imprisoned him. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a great. Don't get me wrong, it's a great exposition of like follow
Uh,
the clues based on your
Yeah.
trauma or whatever. But I'm thinking like, like Didn't this weird makeshift prison like have just like a standard cook or cafeteria that just made the dumplings each, or did like are they Uber Eatsing it every day to the prison to hand to the
There
guy?
was a quick insert shot when he's doing his little investigation scene where he accidentally picks out a little scrap of like wrapper from the restaurant in
Yes.
out of his mouth, which
Good
I assume it
point.
made its way into the fucking into the actual dumpling itself, which is disgusting, which shows you what kind of place it is that they're buying
Been
from.
there.
I bet those
Been
dumplings are
there.
good though.
I've
I
been
bet
eating
I would smash
samosas.
them, honestly.
Yeah. I want to smash some
Revenge.
dumplings right after this.
Revenge is a dish best served with soy
Crispy.
sauce,
Yeah.
Deep
fried,
fried.
So yeah,
not
he's
steamed.
fed nothing but dumplings for 15 years. And this is like just a great like device. Like again,
Mhm.
I just want to say all of the like it's very screenplay-ish, but it's not, I'm not saying that as a knock. I'm saying it as a like, oh, that's a great way to work out a solution for your character that the audience will just be like, yes, about, So he's fed 15 years of the same dumplings, and then after he gets out, to follow the clues back to it, he goes and tastes every dumpling of of our Chinese restaurant that has a similar name in the
And it
city,
had to be dumplings.
because
I
everyone
mean,
had it.
It had to be dumplings. Yeah. And I mean,
the
it's a
equivalent here would be like egg
A
McMuffins or
cheeseburger.
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
Egg
or yeah,
McMuffins.
or something.
Fucking
Well,
hot, fucking Takis and hot Cheetos.
yes. Figure that one out. Do you know what this is right here? Do you see this right here? For the audio listeners, I'm
The
rubbing
world's smallest
Okay,
violin, I'm
Mr.
the
guessing.
world's
Pink.
smallest penis. It's in
Oh,
Korea. No, I'm sorry. That's not. No, this. The tactile uh nature of this, of the way this film plays on you, the teeth, the food, the
Yeah.
skin, the crawling,
The
uh
ants on the skin, yeah.
the, the director, forgive me, I'm not
Park, which would be his last name, by the way. Park Chan-wook. So he's
Park
really into
Chung.
like going to fucking Burning Man. He's a wook.
Oh, I thought he was a Star Wars guy.
No, I'm talking about like a guy who does
a
ketamine
Star
and
Wars
fucking
guy. Just a
Guy,
guy in Star Wars.
yeah, he can do the elulation real well
Yeah,
with
he's
the.
the diner owner from episode 2.
Imagine going up to one of those like Mexican guys who like grows hair on their face. You know these guys? They grow
yes,
hair on it like
trichotillomatosis or
Oh
something. Like
yeah,
110% of their body has hair on it.
Jojo the dog face boy.
Yeah, you
yeah,
just go
that
up to him and like, "Hey, aren't you in the Star Wars?" And he's like, "Oh
I bet they've
no,
never heard that
oh
They've
before.
never heard that.
oh no,
No, I'm too sleepy to make it through the entire film.
not this
Ay, ay,
They
ay.
call it a film, by the way.
I'm trying to watch Old Boy.
I grow my own drapes.
Do-
Uh,
Never get what luck to like be one of these guys who has overactive hair follicles, but you live in Central America.
They
Dude,
all
they're
live for there because
What
it's something
fresh
to do.
hell?
It's like a mestizo like indigenous like a recessive gene or something.
Are you
yeah, they're
telling
probably
me?
crushing ass in their village too because
Hell
of
yeah,
that.
dude.
Well,
Hell
most
yeah.
some of
Hell
them.
yeah.
I was gonna say the average Mexican can only grow a mustache and no beard. So I mean, like probably he does get get something.
Can you guys do a
extra.
whole episode on just this genre of people?
The
Yeah,
mestizo
I bet I could bang out a bonus episode on it. Yeah,
Dude.
honestly.
They come up a lot here and there.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
Can we do an
nonetheless.
entire bonus episode on those two fat motorcycle twins?
The Guinness Book of World Records. Back then, they were only like 400 pounds. We're like, that ain't shit nowadays.
Which, all right.
Like,
So
I saw
that
that.
kind of thing. I'm sorry, Bobby.
Oh, go ahead.
But
Fat motorcycle twins is so funny.
That'd be a really funny episode.
just spending $23 at the elementary school book fair on the Guinness Book of World Records so you can laugh at the motorcycle twins at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, mom.
They're in every edition up until about 1997, I think.
Yeah, and they're
I
in
wonder what
several episodes
happened.
of The Simpsons.
It's world fattest twins. It's not the fattest. I mean, that's
That's such a cop out.
yeah. It's
'cause
like
as
it's
soon
a
as
lot
one
of variables
succumbs-
there to make a world, but it's funny because they're fat guys and they're twins, and it's weird.
They're,
so we'll
they're
put it
riding
in
motorcycles.
in
Yeah.
the writing.
and it's easier to digest than the crimes of the American war machine.
Now it's just TLC shows. It's like par for the course.
Yeah.
I've been
All
watching.
right, I'm
Love
sorry
on
for
the
getting us on
Spectrum.
that,
No,
on
it's
that
fine.
sidebar.
I'm down to talk about fat twins anytime you guys want to.
Can we talk
And
about
twins.
I sent Scott this video. This came to mind when Scott said something heady, but not too heady. I sent you that video about incomprehensible phenomenon, and it's number one is pigeons being able to find their way home across thousands of miles, and that's the kind of thing that we should get into.
Don't they have some sort of magnetic compass in their skull or
They're
something?
robots, right? I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
or
that's
not
the
real.
meme.
Yeah, the truth.
It's like the J question. The J key. Let's get to that for a second. It's not all of them.
It is
It's
about that.
them. Like it's some.
Oh,
it's some of
birds. I
them.
see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
okay,
birds.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Not all black people are good at basketball, but most people that are good at basketball are black people.
Mhm.
That kind of thing.
I remember
well,
learning about
take
this.
Does
it up
anyone
with
pick
the
up what I'm putting down here?
To take it up with the Washington Generals.
Um,
Um,
it takes skill beyond measure to be bad on purpose.
True. Okay, we got to get back to it. I'm sorry about that.
No.
But yeah, so the oh yeah, it's also worth mentioning here is the very vivid clock motif throughout the film, and time passing in general. I mean, I guess how could you have a film that encompasses a 15 years of imprisonment without time have at least being a theme?
Doesn't he say the clock is the calendar or something like that? It serves
He
as the
said
calendar
he
as
said
well.
the television is your clock and calendar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
because-
ask you guys, what do you think the reason for having the television in there was for?
Well, I think first of all, I think the psychology behind it, if I were to guess, would be we're not really giving him a like isolation, like torture. Because I mean, it is
Yeah.
like it's against the fucking Geneva Conventions to put someone in fucking solitary confinement. But
You
if you have
can't do that.
TV going all the
We do
all
it every
time-
day. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like it's almost like letting him watch, the world go by
Yeah.
without him participating in it. And
Yeah.
when he gets out, obviously he's like a completely different person, and he almost completely he's fueled purely by like rage and revenge. Like the external world is like meaningless to him. It's just a
Yeah.
jungle to navigate through. He does not. He's focused on one thing and one thing only. He's kind of like shed his exoskeleton, if you will, of
Yeah.
the
He's become
of
a
the outside
monster.
world. Yeah.
He refers to himself as a monster. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
And also later on in the film, the villain Wu Jin actually does say, "I've created you like a science experiment or something."
Yeah. I mean,
like
he's
that.
literally watching Frankenstein.
Yeah, I mean that
in
was
the-
a
in
very
the-
visible
yeah.
reference that they did. Yeah. And of course, yeah, the 15 years that encompass it is like but it's so easy. It would have been so easy for this to be hacky and trite
See
and
Spike Lee's version.
yeah, I didn't thankfully. So but it'd be so easy. It would be so easy to like just do like every trope of crazy guy. And again, it does actually. I guess the like bugs crawling out of your skin is a trope of crazy guy. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. You know what? It's just sold by Choi Min-sik's performance, I guess. And if it was like a shittier actor, like it would seem like pretty fucking cringe, I would think.
I have no doubt that humans are social animals and solitary confinement is incredibly inhumane and people do go crazy. But I've always just said, like, in my personal experience, like, I love a hotel room all to myself, and it takes me a good 4 or 5 days before I want to actually interact with people. Granted, he was there for 15 years, but I'm just saying, like, I'd kill for a week in a hotel room by myself, not having to. A week. We'll go
Yeah,
with a week.
I don't think
I
I think a week would be how long I'd last. Like
Okay,
I would
fair
go
enough.
nuts in there.
I like naps, so yeah, I'll just try to sleep it out. But anyway,
I think well that's the other part of that's so difficult is he like let's just think about that scene where the very first moment we see the prison you just see the little door on the bottom, the little like the doggy door almost where the food tray of dumplings goes in every morning. And the scene begins and the captor comes over and opens up the door. And the second the doors open, there's Odesu fucking going like that. And he reveals it's been what he said 2 months at
he
that
even wants to
point.
just interact with that guy on some level.
That's what I'm saying. And so further, think about that. We come into the scene just 2 seconds before he opens the door and Odesu's sitting there. How long was Odesu laying there waiting? Was it since yesterday? Like, I
mm,
mean, that's at the long end. That is how long he'd be sitting there.
And that's one of
if
those little details you point out that make it not trite or like
Yes.
hacky or cliche. Patrick, you were saying?
I have cats, and that was very, very reminiscent of the kind of waiting game they play for
Yeah.
breakfast and dinner. Yeah, they're hours early. So yeah, he was definitely after a point. There's no window really. I don't think that image on the outside ever changes to night. It's just this idyllic grassy
Yeah.
knoll, if you will.
It's like they have those things that they hang up in like inside like Chinese buffets where it's like
Nice.
a photo of like a mountain and it's
Yeah,
backlit by a shitty like LED or something.
and
As
it's
far as prison cells go in general, like
It could be
comparatively,
worse, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's Goodfellas prison minus the Goombas making sauce and shit.
oh,
Well,
you got
just consider the
something
fact that
thin.
in real prison you can just kill yourself and you can't here.
Golly, he tries twice, no?
He
Something
tries
like that.
twice, yeah, exactly. And again,
Well,
also he scarifies years of like Roman numeral what do they call them? Hash marks of how many years he spent there. Obviously tallying up to 15 at the end of the day.
and I always wondered, like, and you see this in stuff like The Count of Monte Cristo or fucking Shawshank Redemption, where they're carving the concrete between the bricks that
Yeah.
have been laid, and it's like, what do you like? You let's say you get one brick out, like, okay, I guess you have a lot of time on your hands because it's like, all right, well,
Mhm.
that's an accomplishment. You got one brick out, but like, dude, you got a long way to go after that. But again, you got all the time in the world.
You see visual like progress and that like might be enough to keep you sane, you know what I mean? That you visually see that you only have that now that much might be a lot, but at least you see the finite amount that you must
Yeah,
complete.
the motivation and the ingenuity behind carving out a brick. Like when I strip a screw and can't figure out how to
Yeah.
find a tool to fucking unstrip, I like get so frustrated and just give
That's what
up.
I'm an
But
expert at,
oh,
incidentally.
really?
That's like my
Screw.
job is doing that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Screw surgery.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
Hope is a dangerous thing, Ode Sue.
yeah. But yeah, so the I guess somewhat ironically, he's about to escape, and instead he is. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that they gas him with fucking Valium gas. And
it was that
Try
every
anything
night, or
once.
is that would just to go in there and clean up and inject him with
yes,
COVID vaccines or whatever it
I'd be
is?
acting up every night if that's if that's what.
Like,
yeah,
Give
give
me
me
the
the gas.
yeah. No,
so.
I think the first time he mentions it, it was because he needed a haircut.
Hmm.
Oh
No,
yeah,
that's
that's
right.
true.
He needed a
He
So
does.
haircut.
I feel like the way Old Boy in this movie looks. I feel like like Gene Simmons now has modeled his entire like wardrobe and look after this guy for some reason.
Gargoyle,
Yeah, it's something
Israeli
stupid that I
gargoyle.
wrote down on my
Monster.
notes for some reason. I figured I'd bring it up
I
now,
mean,
but
he is a monster. Yeah,
yeah, he's
like
the
Gene
demon.
Simmons kind of always looked like a monster, though.
Yeah, it's a very ugly man.
Um,
Uh,
Something I can't put my finger on.
oh, we got to mention also the fact that they, again, really subtly give you the storytelling that his wife was murdered by whoever did this to him, and the crime was pinned on him because they came in and took a blood sample from him and fingerprints off of glass that they took out of the room. And again, no info dump. You get a little bit of visual clues that this is happening, and then
was
afterwards,
that
like
a
you
red
get
herring to him to make him think that maybe that's why he was locked up or something like that? Like I don't, because like one of the like kind of cat and mouse game of this movie is like you have to figure out like why you were in prison. So yeah, I didn't really understand. I guess I didn't really understand the whole like murdered wife subplot thing.
I
Oh,
think after he gets out, he goes like, "Well, I can't turn the authorities because I'm
Yes,
of
I was overthinking it again. Yeah, it's again. This is like a not a deep movie. It's quite palatable and easy to follow, but it's
That's what I'm saying. Like again, all like the little detective things he does are like just totally logical, and like a person who doesn't know a bunch about like police work or like investigating will go like, "Oh yeah, of course," and then it pays off, and then you get to the next confounding moral quandary that the film presents you with, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
yeah, and I think it's worth noting that while he's in solitary confinement, he kind of like draws a silhouette of the what was that thing called in the 90s? It was like a fucking abdomen with a head on it that you would punch. Um,
Um,
you know what I'm talking about.
Glass Joe from
Yeah, something
Punch
like
Out.
yeah. Let's go with Soda Pop Pazinski.
Yeah.
He draws one of those up on the wall there, so he can. Now, I this is my Western inherent Western racism talking, but like I always assume that people from the Orient are already good at martial arts. Do you think that he like just trained himself from the ground up when he was just
I'll
fueling
say
off pure
this.
rage, punching the wall?
Specifically Korea, there is Taekwondo, which was developed by the government of Korea. Um,
you're welcome,
uh,
Korea.
yeah.
It's developed by
um,
our government of Korea.
I think it was before that, but regardless, they're taught that in like elementary school. So he's probably just brushing up on what he actually did know. I don't know, like I would say assume in China they don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I gotta say, as much of a weeb I am, I don't know if they do that kind of stuff at in Japanese public school either. But I do know, as a matter of fact, that they do in Korea. So
But
it's possible that he was sort of just dusting off his skills.
sure, and I think that it doesn't really even matter because as you see, which I'm sure we'll talk about the hallway scene, like the guy is just running on pure rage revenge. Like it
Yeah,
does not matter whether or not he was trained. He's summoned some sort of revenge spirit to
he's a monster.
obsessively. Yeah, he's a monster. Obsessively.
Well,
He wants it
also
more.
that first scene where he's like gets into that fight with the group of hoodlums. Um, he says, "I've been practicing imaginary fighting for 15 years. Let's see if it works."
I do
It
that with
worked.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and I'm terrible in a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I beat
Have
you
you
should see how
fought
many times I beat
Koreans?
Glass Joe and I get
Glass
my
Joe.
ass kicked.
Wait, what is the Korean man's name in Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
Glass
Wu
Wong
Kim.
Chin.
Glass
Kim.
Kim.
There you go.
So
Glass Kim.
I'm googling Mike Tyson's Punch Out Asian guy.
It's just a world
Piston
record.
Hondo, of course. Piston Hondo.
Piston Hondo.
Piston
Nice.
Hondo.
Piston
I'm
Hondo.
not. I'm not pressing my luck.
No,
Tell me
I think
what.
he's one of the last dudes.
No, the fighting in this is top notch. Very, and it's funny. What really makes good action in a film is the editing and the sound editing. It's really, and
Yeah.
it's so good in this. It sounds so
Yeah, the
good and
fights
on point.
particularly, they have a really sonic quality to them. Like the punches really have like a not they're not reusing Foley effects. They're really thoughtfully
Mhm.
made like sound
There's
effects.
a
It's
there's a graze, there's a light hit, there's a punch, there's a hit with the hammer, there's a shove. It's really great. I kept rewatching the fight scene on YouTube. The hallway
Yeah,
scene.
I watched
Yeah.
the hallway scene at least 3 or 4 times in
it's
preparation
fucking
for this.
awesome.
Well, I mean, they
So
practiced for longer
do
than
you want
that.
to send us to Act Two there, Scott?
Well, he's about to get out of he's about to break out of the prison. It's been 15 years, and he's about to break out, and then they gas him again. He falls asleep, and a woman comes in and does a hypnosis routine over him. And she says, "When I ring this bell, you're going to wake up in a green field," and does so. And it's again amazing transitional shot. By the way, it shows him turn on the bed over onto grass, and then that pans over and it reveals that it's actually not you're led to think because of what she said that it's going to be actually like an authentic long field of green grass or whatever, and it turns out an
It's a
inversion of that. It's actually a high up metropolis where there's a garden on top of a building, and it's like extremely isolating in reality as opposed to like an affirming, like life affirming garden or green field.
it,
And then we find out we're
it's
here,
suicide inducing almost.
suicide inducing indeed, because we're back to the beginning of the film with the guy with the dog.
Yeah, and on that note, like, doesn't he stops him from committing suicide? Even though what he ends up doing it anyway. That guy
He
with the
says,
dog.
"You can die later. You have to listen to my story."
Right, and he doesn't listen to the other guy's story. By
Yeah,
the
why
way,
would he? He's a
why would he?
monster.
But I think that guy. I mean, that guy kind of represents like wanting to commit suicide based on like the trivialities of the consumerist everyday working man's world, whereas like this dude's been to the like deepest darkest depths of the abyss and he's
Sure.
survived it and come back, and he's just like, I'm too fucking like hopped
Pissed.
up on pure revenge to even consider something like suicide, right?
To your point, I think he is like sort of um, a visual clue or foreshadowing, as it were, for the end of the film when it's revealed that this entire thing that he's gotten himself into is due to a suicide, and he didn't really give a shit about. I mean, to be fair, he had no idea it was going to happen in the real chronology of it, but the fact that he didn't care about what this guy thought about was indicative of the fact that he had not learned his lesson like the way that he would by the end of the film.
Hmm.
And his so total fixation on monomaniacal fixation on revenge was like um first maybe if he had I'm not saying this like directly, but perhaps if he had stopped and listened to this guy, that guy, they could have found some sort of common understanding between each other, and he wouldn't be hell bent on revenge and wouldn't have gotten himself ensnared in all these machinations that he ends up finding himself fucked over by
Yeah,
throughout the end of it.
he would have
And
been late for the machinations, Scott. He wouldn't have everything. Nothing would have worked right.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, he wouldn't have been at the right places that he was supposed to be to, you know, for everything to happen.
although he was bugged, so I think they would have
I
caught up with him
suppose.
eventually.
No, yeah. He was more resourceful than that Jing Wu, whatever his name was.
Yeah,
But it certainly does speak to the fact that this is a guy who he changed everything but himself. Yeah. His fixation on himself. It's yeah. Wh- I don't know. I mean, if that happened to you, what would you do? Would the first thing you do be going on a, monomaniacal revenge
I
spree, or
couldn't
would you just do a
say.
bam bam,
What
hit two
what?
restaurants?
Well, I mean both. No, but I think
He
that
did.
He did, you know,
He did do that,
he ate an
Dumpling
octopus,
hunting.
which I want to talk about. But I think that to a degree, the audience is rooting for this guy and totally
Yeah.
sympathizes with the revenge motive, right? It's like it speaks to you like, yeah, fucking let's go, dude.
Plus,
Like
it's a
you're
Yeah. What
movie,
else
so
is there
you
to
kind of
do?
expect like
sure.
that kind of build up,
But
you
but it's
know?
effective in that sense as far as like striking a chord with the audience, because I think on a
Definitely.
primal level we're going like, fuck yeah, dude, like I totally get it, whether I do it or not in real life. Thankfully I don't have to. Hopefully we'll never experience
Yeah.
that option. But you
You,
know, go
oh,
ahead, Scott,
you, sorry,
Patrick.
you know, people do walk around with this kind of chip on their shoulder in this country. It just happens to them at the end of a legal gun barrel, uh,
Sure,
incarcerated for years, under torturous
inveterate crime.
conditions for something that can't really be articulated to them in a way that makes it feel justified. Um,
I was gonna say,
so we're bumping into them on the street.
to your
Totally.
point, Bobby, about like as a film going audience, like you're just sort of just automatically rooting for him, not just because it's a film, but I mean, like the fact is that like being entrapped for 15 years in a room, it definitely plays off of some primordial fear that we all have. So on some level, I do feel like there must be a visceral wish for to see the,
Totally.
at least again, this is the other thing, which is a major theme throughout the movie, is the idea of like knowing why, and the truth will set me free from this burden of pain that I've been given. And then again, obviously, the film is a subversion of that. The message really is a subversion of that, to
Yeah,
say
it's
like
the
maybe
monster versus the
sometimes
man,
dead
right?
is better.
Yeah, so like just since we're here in the plot, like there's a scene where he's literally eating an octopus, like a live
Yeah.
octopus, which I thought was just kind of like normal for that culture, but apparently
No, it's
like
actually dangerous, you know,
yeah,
if,
and
especially when he passed out.
I'm no Greenpeacer, but I do love I love octopi for some reason, not to eat. Like I like them to eat, but I'm one of the, it's like my one weird liberal thing. Like I don't eat
Mm.
octopi because they're cool animals. But anyway, um, so yeah, his apparently that scene was shot like 6 or 7 times. It was a real live octopus. The guy's Buddhist, so he's not supposed to fucking eat that shit anyway. But you
Mm.
know, art and cinema. Um, but yeah, like what you were saying, like his you know, we relate as an audience member to like the primal rage, the primal instinct, but ultimately, and I don't want to bear the lead here, but the message of the movie is separating man and what's actually best or endearing or virtuous of man is not harnessing your suffering into some primal
Yeah,
rage, right? Anyway,
it's
we'll get
letting
more into
go.
that a little later, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I also want to just get into this now, but you're not going to hear a History Homos analysis without hearing Rene Girard brought up, of course. But there's an unmistakable um, mimesis between the two characters. The idea that they both sort of mirror each other throughout their conflicts. And the character, the villain character, not to get to the end here, but his arc ends when they've been totally their playing field has been leveled between each other. Like he doesn't feel like he kills himself too, to that extent. His purpose for being is over because of the fact that the model, so to speak, that he's set out for himself, this dialectical twin he has in Odesu, has finished his story essentially
Yep.
and reached the same place of misery that he thinks that he deserves, to put them on the same playing field. So it's kind of unmistakable
Yeah,
mimesis going on.
100%. And I mean, obviously they're not the same character, but they're a reflection of the same, you know, like unhinged human instinct, right?
Yeah.
Of revenge. Revenge is, there's literally a motif, a visual motif in this movie is mirrors and broken
I was
mirrors
gonna
and
just say it's
glass. Like that's
perfectly.
spot on. And I was just gonna say like if you're training, like if I taught a film class, I would 100% show this as a
Yeah.
practice of like, hey, point out the themes, point out the symbolism, point out the motifs of this movie, because again, it's palatable, but it's also like has these very eloquent, like well done, non-hacky, all of those things, right?
Right. The classic mirror visual metaphor where two characters are speaking to one another through a mirror, obviously giving the visual storytelling to the audience. It's like, oh, there's an equivalence. May not be the literal same guy. Like I know there's a lot of that in fucking shitty ass Fight Club.
Yeah.
But that's not what he's saying in this. They're saying these two characters are equivalent.
Yeah. Duality is the overarching theme, I think.
Yeah.
And remind me to come back to that when we talk about the very end, but there's a brilliant visual symbolism of that. But yeah, like again, like everything from the main character, Days. You're a Asian guy there, Scott. How do you say it?
Odesu is his name.
Odesu and and Wu Jin.
Wu
You
Jin,
know,
yes, that's his
there's a
name.
lot of there's a duality there between those characters. Obviously, and then also just things like we've talked about the monster versus people, how people act in polite society, and what fuels one version versus the other. Anyway, I'm sure we'll come up with more little examples
Definitely.
along the way on this journey.
So
If
at
I
that, yes,
Sorry, if I
go
may
ahead, you
double
first.
back, Wu Jin's whole, the fact that he would attach himself to Odesu and make Odesu's dissolution his life's meaning, um, kind of speaks to the fact that he was embroiled in a romantic affair with his own sister, which means the man has boundary issues and doesn't know how to relate properly. It doesn't know how to distinguish between the in and the out. Um,
Mm,
Speaking to, he's literally looking at his sibling as his mimetic counterpart,
right.
and but that with that being taken from him by Odesu, he
In his
turns it
mind.
into yeah turns it into makes rivalry, makes revenge the exact opposite end of the mimetic spectrum, his life's mission. When Odesu has no, I mean, the average person, they have a capacity for vengefulness or whatever, but this is not the kind of thing that is natural in a person.
Yeah.
Uh, so we
Well, I think it's interesting because, like, again, I don't want to like beat the Rene Girard horse too badly, but like the mimetic process is that like the idea that envy or competition forms between two people, and the mechanism behind it is mirroring another person. And interestingly, Wu Jin literally constructs Odesu almost scientifically into his mimetic twin
Hmm.
by forcing him into a situation that is unthinkable to most people, first of all. And then, like again, the machinations and twisting, turning, and ensuring that literally he has the same. He again, not the spoilers, but he is also unwittingly put into an incestuous relationship himself, all the more to just finish the mimicry, if you will.
yeah, and with it climaxing with Wu Jin's suicide, uh that kind of leaves I jumped way ahead.
I said it already. It's fine.
Yeah, I suppose.
We're also in
But
spoiler zone. It doesn't matter.
We've done so many spoiler alerts.
yeah,
Yeah.
people have seen the movie at this point. Uh that leaves Odesu, and then especially he's holding the bag, so to speak, where he's been left with all of the baggage that Wu Jin had been walking around with this whole time, 15 years worth of it, and
Can I
and
spoil my like hot take after
I
you're
mean,
done?
Yeah.
My
Hit
hot
it.
take
Hit it.
is that so all of the information we get as to the reality of the sister, her suicide, and all the information we get are all we sort of take for granted as being true from Wu Jin because of the fact that he seems omnipotent. The way he reacts to Odesu's protestations of what he thinks his interpretation of things were, as laughing at them, as if it's so ridiculous. Um, I present to you an alternate theory in which so he presents the reason that his sister attempted suicide and ultimately plunged to her death in front of him was because Odesu. So okay, I'm getting a little now. I'm actually getting a little out of hand
Yeah, I
here.
didn't want to
So
do that.
the big spoiler is that Wu Jin was engaging in a sibling incestual relationship with his sister, and they were caught by a youthful Odesu who thought nothing very much of it, by the way, interestingly. But to quote him, whether it's a grain of salt or a rock, they both fall the same. They fall the same at the bottom of the ocean, the same. Um, and this is exposed due to Odesu just sort of offhand mentioning it to one guy. Um, and this results in, according to Woojin, he says that this the guilt of being called a slut by everybody resulted in a hysterical pregnancy in which she believed she was pregnant. She missed her period and her belly began to grow. So she decided to commit suicide because she believed that she was carrying her brother's baby. I present to you that this is a massive cope on the part of Wu Jin, and he knocked his sister up and did murder her. Or not murdered her, but if you recall the last scene there where he's dangling her from the edge of the thing, could you please explain to me why you can't pick up an 18-year-old Korean girl as an older
It's a
male?
great point. It's a
The
great point,
wind
Scott.
could pick up.
Bullshit, the fucking wind, man.
I mean, he was very emotional.
No, a
about
wind
it,
could
though.
pick up a 18-year-old Korean girl.
Oh, sure.
Lift
Yeah,
her to
okay, I see.
safety.
That's what I'm saying.
You're
Like,
like-
I'm saying it's a cope. The entire she slipped is a retroactive trauma-based cope in his head, and he sublimated all of his own personal. So I'm presenting to you.
I
He
think it's
did
a
knock
valid.
up his sister. And he was like, I have to do something to get rid of this. She's already going to commit suicide. I'll just say, or I'll allow her to slip through my fingers and I'll say, well, I tried. And then I'll concoct this fucking scenario in which, I'm somehow not responsible for it, despite the fact that I fucked my sister. Like,
Is this one of your original takes? One of your hot
I
takes?
swear, I
on the-
don't think of anyone. I don't know that I've heard.
No,
anybody
I
else
think
do
that
this.
that's
hot to the
totally
touch.
that's a totally fair interpretation, and it's kind of like the end of the thing. It's like, well, let's let the audience decide on that one. But I don't think it's obvious. But yeah, I could totally see what you're saying there, and it, I think it's open to that interpretation as well, even though it's not as obvious to most
Yeah,
people.
I don't know that that's like the definitive, real interpretation.
I'm
going to
go with it, Scott. I like it.
But so imagine, so to my point though, it's like Odesu barely fucking remembers this incident, this even happening. Like, so it clearly had no impact on him. So even so, why should he pay the full price for all this happening? Didn't really Wu Jin cause the entire thing by having an inappropriate relationship with his sister in the first place?
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
isn't one of the kind of themes is about it, it being publicly acknowledged, right? And that's what the old boy
If you
was.
don't want it to be public acknowledged, don't do it.
Hey,
Scandal must come.
No,
Scott.
I'm with you. But
Are
I'm
we
just,
moral subjectivists here?
Well, I mean, there's a whole
Only
like
on the weekends.
there's a whole little parable about like rumors and watch your tongue and don't spread gossip. Like, I don't know.
You're
Like, I
right,
just,
actually, but
you know what I
Certainly.
mean? It's like if this guy's this egomaniac, prestigious, powerful dude, sociopath to the level that he is, maybe you're onto something where it's like,
he
okay,
drops
well,
his hat and makes his guy pick up his hat
yeah.
every time he comes in the fucking elevator. Do you
So
notice
maybe
that,
it
Patrick?
was what maybe it was ego driven based on like just yes, this did actually happen, and I am upset that you spread the
Exposed
word
me.
about it, expose it versus oh the cope there is like well I just really miss my sister so that's why maybe maybe he does miss his sister, he was in love with her but he had no choice but to kill that baby on the bridge.
Yeah, you don't want a little Jason Voorhees coming out like,
Or Freddy Krueger.
yeah. Um, but yeah, no. So that's my hot take on this entire thing is like, yeah, I think the whole thing is a massive projection on Woo Jin's part.
I think
And
that's totally
yes, you can
legit.
sympathize with him a little bit because it's like, okay, he literally watched his sister die. I gotta say, it's pretty suspect that he was like
Who has?
keeping it secret that he had a photo of her seconds before she died. It's literally dated with the same date that we all knew she died
He's
on.
definitely got it. He's got it bad for
Yeah, for
sis.
sure. That's true. I mean, yeah, get a new girlfriend,
I
bro.
mean,
It's
why
been
not? Why not
fucking
a little bit of
15
both?
years or
Like, yeah, I think
more.
it's and I think that maybe that what you're bringing up kind of speaks to like the whole shattering theme of this movie. I mean, you see a lot of shattered glass,
Yeah.
especially when Homeboy finds out what he really did with his new girlfriend. But in Wu Jin's through Wu Jin's lens, I mean, I think there's a lot of complexity there, and I think that it could be potentially like a combination of all of those things. Like, yes, he's coping on this level, he's rationalizing it with these. Oh, well, you murdered my. Oh, you're responsible for the murder of my sister, but also since I'm an insane person
Yeah.
with a lot of power and ego, hey, on some at
That's
least
another
some.
point is the fact that he's a billionaire.
Yep,
And so therefore he can literally shape reality itself in certain ways and
totally.
pay people to only be around him that co-sign his bullshit.
Well said.
So it's like almost a mild commentary on capitalism, if you will, not like a cringe
I think
one.
it's not mild at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great example. And I think that like that whole, contrast of even what's his name? Daewoo?
Odesu.
Daewoo is a Korean car company.
Mm.
Um Su's contrast with like who he was prior to being imprisoned, the
Yeah.
consumerist culture, the career man, that whole thing versus, I mean, I think that's all kind of like a commentary on at least consumerism or capitalism or something too. So,
Yeah. Or how you have to cope
are we
with
grasping
that
at straws here? I
lifestyle.
don't think we are.
No,
There's
God, no.
something there's something about this guy that wasn't going to change otherwise, but it's not like he became a better man for going through
Can't
this.
find a better man.
Oh God,
He'd have
fucking
been better off doing what all Koreans do, karaoke.
Yeah.
All right,
And
it's
and meth.
the entire continent.
all at once.
And meth too. Don't forget meth.
Do they do meth over there in Korea?
They do meth. Yeah. In fact,
Piqued
they
my
smoke it out
interest.
of like a little strip of tinfoil through a straw.
Good for them.
Yeah, man, it helps you drink
Why?
longer.
Oh,
I was throwing a party in high school one time, and this is when that shit was first coming onto the scene. I didn't really even know what it was. All I knew is I walked into my bathroom, and these
smelled
randos
great.
were smoking something out of a light bulb with a straw, and I was like, y'all need to fucking. This is my parents' house. Y'all need to get the fuck out of here, please. Anyway, side note.
That
Here,
looks like something that
it's
should be done on
heroin,
the
not meth.
lawn.
Yeah, I've heard heroin's bad up there.
Quite
No, it's
bad.
great.
Well, it's
No, I
fentanyl,
mean
actually.
it's good
Oh.
quality stuff, but it's not good.
It's popular.
Yeah.
Common, if you will.
What happened to? What happened to? We should open up opium dens again. Get some of these Chinese ladies doing what they do best.
I mean, they're
Traipsing
very
around in smoky
functional
rooms.
opium addicts over there. They still
I-
get their shit done. You work
I
hard
guess.
and
why
play
Well, they
hard.
wait till it's like Samuel L. Jackson in Jackie Brown. I wait till I get home and go to bed to get high.
It's a great fucking mantra.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so what else can we talk
Anyway,
about?
what are we going?
The
AK-47. When you absolutely
have to
got
kill
to
every
kill every
last motherfucker.
motherfucker in the room.
Jack
Anyway,
Brown's so good.
Substitute. So
um,
that's my favorite Tarantino movie.
leave it because we're gonna discuss it. I have a reason to bring it up next week. So,
Sick. Oh shit,
um,
what?
yeah.
Oh no.
But yeah. So, what's it called? So let's talk about a couple of things. So we haven't even talked about Mito yet. Mito
Mm.
is the love interest, so
It's
to
not,
speak.
it's not a side character by any stretch.
No.
We probably need to talk about her.
Who was she again?
She fulfills a very
Unfortunate.
tropey role within the sort of investigative framework. She ends up being a damsel in distress at times to move the plot forward. Also, she serves as a cover for our character who is a fugitive. Very again tropes, but again it's effective tropes. Um, yes, you're about to say
And
something, Bobby.
he is a bit of speaking of tropes, he's a bit of a paternal lover, if you will.
Yes. Also, she serves as a way to, speaking of tropes, help him with his fish out of water situation, being
Yes.
somebody who's out of time.
Well, you have to have that in this
Yeah,
movie.
of
You don't need
course.
Alicia Silverstone there fucking
No.
showing you around 1990.
But yeah, so again, so she after he passes out in after answering the phone and the villain menaces him over the phone, she takes him back to her apartment and nurses him back to health. Um, and shows him human kindness in a way that he hasn't experienced, and he doesn't react well to it at
It
first.
is a little like suspicious.
Well,
Like
yeah, it sets
we're
up
led to believe, oh,
the
she just has a good heart, and we need this to move the plot along. But it's also like,
it
what are
sets
you
up
up
the
to,
Act
lady?
Two intrigue, which is to
Hmm.
say that he stops trusting her because of a kind of coincidental thing. Well, again, it's Woojin being fucking machinacious, and infiltrating her social sphere by messaging her on some Korean messaging website.
Yes. And and he starts to get suspicious of her, rightfully so. But she
Yeah.
legitimately doesn't. Well, we come to find out that they're all kind of hypnotized under some weird Korean MK Ultra thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and have we talked about the hallway scene yet?
Well, that's coming right now. That's sort of what,
Okay. That's a good segue there, I think.
But
yeah,
let's shuffle back to what was it? He follows the uh, dumpling crumb trail to the Craig Spence
Like
Hotel.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, like
but to be fair, actually, they do insert a little bit more of character drama there, and almost gives up on the dumpling search, and then he sort of runs out on her because he's been given a reason not to trust her anymore, and goes on his own to go find the place, if you recall. And it results in he does discover the hidden prison that he was kept in, and brings in the nice 1/3 of the way through the film. By the way, perfect timing for like a big set piece. Is possibly one of the best action scenes in a film of this kind, certainly.
Hmm.
And it's very famous. If you've seen it, you know what we're talking about. But if you haven't, you should see it. Um,
I said earlier that the thing people always remember about this movie is the twist, but I take that back actually. The other thing that's brought up is this scene that you're
this
about
scene,
to,
yeah,
yeah, the hallway scene, the hallway fight scene. And um do you mind if I continue my
knock
thoughts on
yourself
this,
out,
Scott?
please.
As far as that being memorable, again, I haven't seen this in about a decade. I've always liked this movie, but I haven't seen it in a while. And I always kind of remembered it as kind of an over the top, silly John Wick kung fu thing going on. But I watched it 4 times last night or 2 nights ago, and it is not that at all.
No,
Um, It's actually a very visceral struggle where, yes, you know, these guys are Asian, so they all know how to fight to a degree. Um, but it's like still one vengeance drunk Korean man versus 24 other marginally martial arts talented Korean dude like henchmen.
Yeah,
I don't I could not find whether or not this is one shot.
it is one shot.
It is one shot. Okay, it is one shot. It's probably. Do you have a time on that shot?
I don't. It just says it on the Wikipedia first blurb here. It says the film's action sequence, particularly the single shot corridor fight sequence, also received commendation.
Yeah, it's in a confined space too, right? And
Well,
it
they show it. They show the establishing shot of the hall, and the hall
mhm.
that they show them the establishing shot is a lot more narrow than the room that they actually shot it in.
Yep.
But the claustrophobia of it is not lost when
Yeah.
you do see the final product, though.
I,
Right.
I th-
Go ahead.
I think that's something to do with the choreography. I swear
Yep.
they must have had some tape on the ground saying, "Do not cross this line." This is
Oh,
the imaginary line
That's how
that,
they do it. Yeah.
yeah, will make this feel like where the wall really ends as opposed to where the viewer is seeing it from.
I
Uh,
feel like I read it took 17 shots to get this right, which
Yep.
is incredible when you think about it.
It should have been like 30. I've done more simple shots that took less, that took more takes.
Exactly. And in every single person in this shot contributes to its insane authenticity and visceral choreography. Like physical performance and just general performance. You know, I was watching one thing I like to do a lot in movies is watch the people in the background to see if they're invested in their performance, even though they're not the focal point of the
Hmm.
shot. And if you watch it, like there's very rarely, if any, points where you're going like, oh, that guy's just kind of like, shadow
Waiting his turn
boxing,
to
just
attack.
powering
waiting
up.
his turn. Yeah. And even in those scenes where, or those characters that do look like they're waiting their turn, it looks like a real fight where they're waiting their turn. Like if you have like, what is it? Like fucking 16 guys on one guy, like not all 16 of you can
You're
jump
gonna
in
hit
there
your
at once.
buddies.
You're going to sit there and kind of stand in the background and shadow box a little bit and wait for your turn to get in there. Um,
And
so like the quote extras in this movie did not look like extras, and I know that that was performance direction there. It is the epitome of physical acting from that many people on the screen. It's incredible. Um, it's I'm not a guy that's had a lot of fighting experience in my day. But I think it's safe to say that generally speaking, in Hollywood or with filmmaking, it's usually a little silly or over the top for entertainment value. I mean,
Hmm.
there's like act one of this shot is him just getting his ass kicked, and then he
Yeah.
just and it looks very realistic for what it is, and then and it's not like again, it's not fucking Neo in the Matrix or John Wick, not to do another fucking Keanu Reeves reference, but it's apt for this point.
Not he's
Uh,
not Riddick. There we
yeah,
go.
yeah. It looks like it's convincing from like a real fight standpoint, fueled by pure rage, right?
Yeah,
If you look
the
at like it reminds me a lot of like the put on the damn glasses scene and They Live, where it's like they just sat there and shot them like fighting a real fight.
yeah.
It's kind of akin to that in a way. And then the fact that it's one shot, they did it over 17 takes. It's probably, I'm gonna guess 3-4 minutes long,
Yeah,
somewhere in
I think
there.
it's probably a little over 3 minutes, I would guess, if I had to guess. Yeah.
And
I
then
was
the
just
end, go ahead.
18 goons.
I was
18 goons.
18 goons. I
18
was just gonna say
goons.
to your point earlier, like the waiting their turn stuff. It really comes off as in the moments in which an individual guy is holding back. His acting based off of what the director told him to do is indicative of him being like, I'm scared of this guy. Like too. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of that. And you buy it based off of the
Totally.
character's
Hmm.
reactions and also based off of Choi Min Sik's performance as a fucking psycho, just eating all those hits. He's got a knife in his back, which, by the way, I have to make a criticism. It's digitally edited in, and I had somebody tell
They
me
didn't even
that
stab him.
prior to. No, they stabbed it, but it didn't stick. It was a shitty prop, and they had to
Oh.
have a
Should have used a real
digitally
one.
placed knife like back in his back for most of the sheet of the shot. And if you look at it closely, you can absolutely tell, and it's fucks with
Why do
me.
we got to ruin movie magic,
Take
Scott?
your glasses
What are we doing?
off, Scott.
Yeah,
Take them off.
take the
I
damn
wouldn't
glasses
see it. Would be a
off.
big blur if I took my glasses off. I
No.
wouldn't
But
see a
I think
thing.
that if there was
Keep
one
it
or
rolling.
two, like it could have easily had at least one or two people not bringing it in that scene, and every single extra, like they're all just like it's all so convincing.
It's great.
And then one of the greatest comedic cuts in cinematic history. He gets done finishing wiping these guys out, again, running off pure rage and destroying them to continue on his vengeance journey. The elevator opens, and there's like another little cluster of goons there.
Mhm.
And it's like it's on par with the Indiana Jones pulling the gun out and shooting the guy with the sword. It just cuts to the
Hard
elevator
cut.
opening on the bottom floor, and then they're all just kind of toppled over. Like we don't need
Toppled
to
over
see
like
that again. He just took care of it. It's like,
almost like fucking bowling pins. They all just kind of go bronk like that.
yeah,
together.
and this director is I haven't seen. This is part of a trilogy, by the way. I haven't seen the other movies.
I've seen the first one of it, and I actually think it's frankly very inferior to this.
Yeah,
I saw the devil. Or
No, I saw the Devil is a Choi Min-sik movie.
was
I
it
don't
like
think he actually did
Handshake with Mr. Vengeance or something.
this. Lady
Like that.
Vengeance or something.
Lady
is the one I
Vengeance is
saw.
one of them, and then there's anyway. Yeah, this is the most celebrated. But the point is, Park Chan Wook is apparently known for like being very eloquent at contrasting like visceral, intense reality with like these moments of humor that fucking nail it. And I
Yeah.
think that this is a great example of that because it is funny. It's like, fuck, dude, that was a wild ride we just went on. And then you're like, oh God, here's more guys in an elevator. And then it's just like, nope, cut to the bottom floor. Elevator
Yeah,
opens, all the guys
very
topple over.
satisfying.
It's so good. It's so
Well,
fucking good.
what's great about that fight scene is like you guys mentioned the sloppiness of it, but the confinement that these guys are dealing with. They have to wait their turn because they have to climb over their friends who are being thrown at them.
Mhm.
And my favorite shot of the whole thing is when I think he kind of like gets a guy grappled. He's got him around the neck, and he has the hammer, and he kind of just swings it left and right, banging the wall to his sides just to keep the guys away from him. And that's probably my favorite part of the whole fight right there is the reality of that is really these guys were given two directions. That's a real hammer and wait your turn. And it was great.
And just like the erratic nature of swinging a hammer around is just like so beautiful to this character. And it's almost like if we like if you look at the old like 90s beat 'em ups like Final Fight or Double Dragon and stuff, it's almost like akin to that.
There you go.
Only if
Yeah.
like if that were to happen in real life, like this is as realistic as it could possibly be when you have 18 guys on one dude. But I was watching this and I was going like we have the technology now to make a video game where, you know, a beat 'em up could be this visceral and realistic, but I've yet to see it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
As long as they like have like furries in it, it'll be like it can be produced.
Especially for the
Well,
for
you
the
pick up
weeb
the furries,
population.
don't you?
You gotta save your pillow girlfriend at the end that ends up being your daughter.
My pillow daughter needs
My
my help.
pillow daughter lover.
My horse prince. What's it called? What else? What
So he
do
gets
want
out of
to
the
call it?
elevator. The guys fall out like
Bowling pins.
yeah, what a great. There's a lot of it's reminiscent of the Matrix and its color scheme and the sickly green that you'd mentioned
Yeah.
before. But it's non-Keanu in the way that this guy.
I mean, he's a
Agony-
good actor.
No,
in the
sure.
sense that
Hey,
he's not
hey.
Keanu.
Yeah, what have you ever seen? I don't know. What's he been in?
Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's a real tour de force in that
Hey,
one.
hey, 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 hey. Point
He's
Break is a
possibly the
fucking
fucking
treasure.
worst actor ever.
Nah, that's not true. The worst
I'm
actor
better
ever.
at acting than Keanu Reeves. I just don't look like Keanu Reeves.
Mm. He's in
Nobody
so
looks
many
like
good movies, though.
uh
Is he? Is what someone's about to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I like
is
The
he now?
Matrix.
Well, I'll be honest, I do love I love a good action movie, when it has those John Wick films, they're pretty all right.
They're
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched the
they
first one drunk, and I've never seen the
I
others.
love a schlock. I'm a big Jason Statham fan. If that puts things into perspective, is where I'm coming from. But to that point, this
You're
is not
telling me I
that.
have to drive.
Oh my god, but this Old Boy is not that. It's better and more effective than any of that horse shit. But I still like the horse shit from time to time.
Because at the end of the day, that horse shit, if the action's good, if it's well choreographed, who gives a hoot about
Exactly.
why are all these dumbasses beating the shit out of each other? Whoever gives
Sometimes I
a shit
want.
why
Sometimes I
dumbasses are
want
killing each other.
sometimes I want a Big Mac. Sometimes I want a fucking ribeye. It just depends. And
Hits
this
the
is a
same
ribeye.
spot. It
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
I'm a
hits
ribeye
the
only
spot.
guy. I gotta be honest with you.
I like a strip from time to time, but anyway,
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. I get to. I can live with filet mignon as
I'll
well.
fuck with a sirloin if
Yeah.
times are tough.
I mean,
Anyway,
you guys are talking about food. I'm just talking about fight choreography.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, listen,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
can't just do a fucking check your brain at the door movie. I really struggle
no, you
with
watch
that
the
kind of stuff.
clips. You watch the clips. You're like, oh, that's pretty good. That was well done. That's fun. I
The
still do
challenge
that from
there,
time to time.
Scott, since you brought it up, the challenge there, and I learned how to do this after decades of being a smug hipster, is fine. And this is also almost more smug hipstery in a
It's the
way.
enlightened smug hipster
But
take.
yes, is finding the endearing qualities of the nonsense and saying, where is the human element to this horse shit?
Is
And
that
appreciating
smug
it on that.
news? Scott?
It's smug contrarian, which somehow makes it more smug. But anyway.
Yeah.
How
It's
many
like when people
clips?
go when it's like when people go like, well, actually, Bob Dylan in the 1980s is actually really good if you go back and listen to it. And it's like
Well,
it's
actually,
actually not. It's
His
actually
pro-Israel
no, it's
stuff
terrible.
really
He's
hits
always
the
been
spot.
bad.
it's not good.
Well,
Anyway,
actually, Star Trek was always political, so that's why a commentary on Vietnam is the same thing as a gay Klingon.
it's the times. It's a reflection of the times. Anyway,
Yeah. Um, but
Other
okay, so
good hallway fight scenes. Can we name any? The Raid 2.
that's like the whole
Right.
movie,
This
right?
is what I'm talking about. I've
Uh,
seen that movie
The
not even once.
RoboCop remake, not Robo, yeah, no, Judge Dredd, the Judge Dredd remake from like
It's pretty good.
2009 has some of that. I
Yeah.
think that movie's the shit.
Yeah, it's pretty
Scott,
good.
you should watch that. I know you don't like horse shit.
I
but you
don't
should.
think I would like that. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
bet
Keep
you
it
would.
quiet.
It's good for
um,
one and done.
Me and Patrick need to talk about ghosts in bad movies
yeah.
and demonology and
See,
alien abductions.
well, I mean, I have I have my takes on all those things, but I also
Scott's getting angry right
Oh,
I'm
now.
not angry. I'm just saying. I'm like that
he's
is not my
disappointed.
fucking speed.
well,
Okay, sorry.
Scott's speed is a little it's a little heavier than us. Scott likes a little
No, I'm a
Scott likes a
skeptic.
little
It's okay to be a skeptic.
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't mean things aren't interesting. Anyway, back to the
Is it-
movie, guys.
I
which
was just gonna
movie?
bring up one of my favorite scenes in the whole film is where so okay, there's a bit more of like of Atlas Shrugged sort of investigative work going on throughout the next act of the movie. And but it results in a few face-to-face confrontations. Oh, this was a great part, is the fact that he finally gets face-to-face with Wu Jin in the apartment that he's been monitoring Mito's apartment from. And we didn't even talk about the tooth thing, but regardless, he's basically presented in a situation in which he could kill his tormentor, but his tormentor pulls his shirt open and shows that he's got a big scar down his chest, and explains to Desu that he's has a pacemaker installed that has a shut off switch, that he could kill himself at any moment, and he will ergo never be able to find out the truth of why he was in prison the whole time.
Just like
And
John McAfee.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Um, as perverted too, in a different fashion, I imagine. Um, just gonna say though, is that that's such an interesting fucking like sort of psychological game. Like, so I'm sure there's a non-zero amount of the audience, the movie going audience, who go like, no, just kill him. You
Well,
can
I
just
mean,
tell whatever story you want.
That didn't
Like,
even need to be in there, but it was a nice treat, I thought.
yeah, I thought it was just really interesting thought experiment. The nature of like, you could have revenge right now, but you won't get the truth. Like the truth is some sort of transformative thing that I mean, I guess ultimately this is like was part of the undoing that Wu Jin provide had, you know, brought about for him. But also we didn't even mention the fucking tooth torture scene, which by the way, just amazing practical effects on that.
Can I just
And
say on that note,
Was
I
hoping
watch
we'd
a
skip
lot
it.
of like viscerally, visually disturbing films, but I cannot do teeth shit
it's
at
because you know what
all.
it feels
No
like.
good.
I don't like the dentist. I go,
Mm.
I'm not excited about it, but just teeth, anything with teeth, breaking teeth. I mean, that's the one thing I still kind
It's
of
one of the
close
most
my,
painful things.
yeah, not into that at all.
Moving on.
Not my kink.
Moving on
Well, that's my
from
point. Is
ripping
it's
teeth.
so visceral because every person watching can relate to it on some level. We've
Sure.
all had tooth pain.
We've all uh, we've all felt the shock and fear of when you crack into something and you're like, did I just do irreparable damage to my teeth? Or I don't know. You ever cannonball into a pool and crack yourself in your own stupid mouth with your own stupid knee?
When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I did a jump from the corner of a pool and smacked my chin on the
Christ
Oof.
help us all.
4 stitches, which is like I got off easy, I think, all things
Yeah, I would
considered.
say.
Good for
That was
you.
an early, that's one of my first memories actually of real pain and trauma. But
Nice.
yeah, I mean,
But
and you feel it on a dental level too. Even though I hit it on the chin, you feel it all the way up through the bottom of your
sure,
skull.
yeah, all the
Your shit
nerves
rattles,
that are in
man.
there, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But
You
also, I mean,
rattle
like
like
I don't know
loose
if you guys
change.
ever have a tooth extracted while you're awake.
I
Have
definitely
you?
Like
woke
with a
up
door?
while, like with a, what movie is that
Yeah.
from?
That's from every
It's
thing
from
ever.
yeah,
And
it's
you
from fucking
string,
Clan and the
door,
Cave
tooth.
Bear. You put a tooth on a, yeah. It's an old
I,
trope.
Oh, it's also in fucking like Three's Company a bunch too.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
That
thinking
kind of
of.
stuff, yeah.
Fucking Jack and
I remember watching it on like celebrity 90210 or whatever the plastic surgery thing is. No, you ever flick through?
90210 and
I don't know
plastic
what it is.
surgery and celebrity are all three different
you
things.
just named like 8 shows, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just shit that I would flick through. Just what was it, channel 34? Yeah. Either way.
Bobby's
I
gonna
watch
know what station that is by
I watch a lot of shit TV just to turn my brain off from time to time, and it keeps my wife happy. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about
Those
uh
plastic surgery shows from like the 2000s
yeah,
that I
yeah,
would
yeah.
like wander across, and I'm like,
yeah. I mean,
why is
I'll
this
just say this.
woman blurred?
And now it's
I've
like
got
we're gonna make the world's fattest twins lose weight is like the new version of that.
no, what a
Don't,
shame. Take the only
Dude,
thing that's interesting about them away. Why don't
I
you?
know, right?
I was
The
just gonna say I've had
endomorph
like
is a real
three or four
archetype.
teeth extracted while I was wide awake because I have bad teeth.
Hmm.
And yeah, they just hit me with Novocaine, and they're very broken teeth several times.
Don't you have
Oh
British
no.
ancestry?
The Irish, mostly.
Yeah,
But
tomato,
no,
tomato.
no, that wasn't it. I just, I have like iron issues, and also, just I my genetically like both sides of my family have bad teeth. So, Yeah, I've just had bad teeth. But
Do what
there was actually
Washington did.
specifically a Korean guy extracted. I thought about Old Boy while it was
Hmm.
happening, actually.
Did you bring that up to him?
I did
Have
I
you
didn't
seen Old Boy?
I
He's
no,
like, yeah,
I
that's
didn't.
why I got in the business.
Yeah. Yeah, Korean
I'm
guy
not even a
yanked
doctor.
yeah, very fucked up
I
tooth
am
out
the
of my
guy from
head.
Old Boy.
And he had to brace his foot against the fucking chair because he had difficulty getting it out of my head. And I was
Or
wide
even
awake for the whole thing.
even when it cuts away on American History X and the curb stomp scene, I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Like, no, thank
Oh,
you.
I wish I was doing that right
Oh
Oh.
my god. I set it up. I set that up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, listeners.
now.
Did
Oh God,
did
I wish that was me.
Rewind it.
um what's it called?
you
Yeah,
ever
so that was I mean that's obviously fucking that is fucking really visceral. But
bad, no good, not nice, and for nothing really, just pure. Much like the octopus, it's just to hurt something because
sadism.
he got nothing from torturing that guy. Did
He
he?
got the tape, which revealed a couple clues.
But the clues are for not because this is ultimately at the pace of the antagonist.
Oh, well, you're right about that. That's true.
This
Well,
is
to
all.
that point, he got after the scene where he ends up giving up on punishing him directly, and he's given sort of an ultimatum. You need to find out by July 5th why, or I'm going to kill your GF. And you look like you're going to say something, Patrick. What?
It's just so arbitrary and funny to me.
No, it's
It's
not arbitrary because that's the day his sister died.
yes, right. I know, but to the what it's also just funny that they were probably going through the screenplay, they're doing table reads and shit, and someone's like, why doesn't he just torture him and make him tell him why? He's like, hmm. He's got a thing in his heart. He pushes a
MacGuffin,
button.
some
Right.
pseudo
Right.
Shut.
MacGuffin, the
Who
preventing
is
you.
this guy?
A
So,
millionaire.
what's your last day like? Intern
Yeah, he's
asking
like a Bond
questions.
villain. That's some Bond villain shit.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like I said, it's a
I thought the same
reality
thing.
shaping wealth.
Hmm.
Yes,
I need
yes,
to
yes.
get me some of that.
Yeah, right. Don't we all, brother?
Bah,
I was gonna say
no
though, so
good.
in that scene also he says, "Oh, by the way, don't forget to go back to your girlfriend's apartment. You left the door open." Womp womp womp.
Okay,
So
is the
he
oven
goes
on now?
back, and the guy that his teeth that he yanked out are is there, and he's subdued. Odesu is subdued, and it seems like he's about to have his teeth fucking ripped out of his head. Now, here's a detail I had never noticed in my life before, is that either the main guy, Park, I believe is his name, or one of his goons, is singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in Korean in this scene.
Hmm.
They're
And
Christian over there.
well, there's a lot of this is the Catholic school they go to in
Hmm.
that scene. But I was gonna say though, more of the pop culture, Jewish creation, Christmas.
Here we go.
I mean, they're proudly created
Oh,
that,
I
but
love those claymation movies from the
they're
Heaps.
solid. Yeah. Um,
I'm a
pretty
firm believer
subversive
in.
though. I mean, the whole thing where it's like, oh, all the misfit toys. Oh, you're supposed to empathize with the fucked up toys, not the good toys that the Gentiles children get.
The
But
Hanukkah
anyway,
toys.
yeah, a
Yeah,
fucking
toys that were on sale.
jelly donut shooting fucking squirt gun. I was gonna say though is
Jelly donut. Sorry.
I was gonna say though that he sings that, and then at the end of the film, fucking Odesu has a red nose. He's got blood
Yeah.
all over his nose in that last scene after fighting with Mr. Han, I believe his name is. And another thing is, there's a bit of foreshadowing where he says to Park, "I'll cut your hand off because you touched Mito's breast." um, which sets into motion their torrid romance, of course. But he also says, and I don't know if this is in the translation you saw, he says sort of offhand, not to Odesu, he says, "Well, what are you going to do with my tongue then?"
A little foreshadowing.
It's a foreshadowing, but also it's a joke. He goes, "Yeah, I touch her with my tongue too." So you said you've addressed the hand that I've touched your breast with. What are you gonna
Right,
do with the
right.
tongue? I never noticed that joke before. And further, as you said, it's a bit of foreshadowing. Not only is a hand cut off later in the film, but also a tongue.
Yep.
Well written.
Fucking
Uh,
amazing setups and payoffs here.
It's like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm in that sense.
Tight.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say it's better though. I mean, not that I dislike Curb, by the way, but it's just I've been watching it before bed actually for the past couple weeks. I can't wait till it's over. It gives me so much anxiety to watch before bed.
That's the
Like,
point.
fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
I made you a pillow sham. Anyway, I love the Greg episode. The little gay kid. It's a great
Oh
episode.
yeah, he gives him the fucking sewing machine and the girl's pissed. Yeah. Um. Anyway,
Look, he loves it.
yeah.
So good.
But I was just so anyway. I just thought that was a little thing I noticed that I'd never seen. I never noticed prior to this. But Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Did you guys notice that, or at least
No,
was it in the translation?
this is all a hot take to me.
Wasn't in the translation, but the melody is there. So yeah, it came across.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
very fun. But w- at that point, the goon had new teeth too, which is that's
Yeah.
nice. Well,
He was a very upsetting looking Korean man too.
mm,
Yeah.
He's a good
Very
looking Korean
Frankenstein-esque.
goon. Yeah. He had like a bit weird mole, like a bit weird limmy mole. It was
Yeah,
good. It's
that's
good
true. Yeah.
casting.
Um, I was gonna say, oh, one of my favorite scenes in the whole film is like the moment where Odesu puts together like the story that I recalled earlier, where he he caught the brother and sister romance duo together. This shot is, or shot or scene, I should say, because it's a bunch of shots where they do this really impressionistic sort of labyrinthy like traverse of this like school building with all these different stairs, and they like turn the camera sideways, and it almost at certain points looks like that MC Escher painting of like all
yeah,
the
yeah,
stairs
yeah,
going
yeah.
all the different directions and stuff. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that MC Escher fucking painting is supposed to be like his brain or something. It's supposed to be like an impressionistic expression of what the human mind is like or whatever. So it's kind of a cool visual metaphor you're given. You're watching Odesu chase his former self, i.e., his memory of what he witnessed that day, through MC Escher esque sort of labyrinthine school set, and it's just so fucking good, man. And then at the end you are treated is a kind of an awkward and fucked up scene, but I mean you're finally given the release of understanding what the real drama behind the Woojin character is, which is that he was discovered by Desu smooching on his sister's boobs.
Mhm.
Oh,
And it
also, sorry, real quick.
go ahead, go
I
ahead.
have to say, well, maybe I'll say what you're gonna say because I want Bobby to hear what I have to say here.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, I was just gonna say, meanwhile, this all, what if Wu Jin's account of this is accurate, it really does just come down to a young man's idle chatty mouth, his, like idle
Yeah,
gossip. That's what this is all. There's nothing
it's so
justified.
unjust.
It's
Like,
true. Yeah, he what made a monster out of a man that could have been redeemed. This
yeah,
like oh yeah, any talk of oh this he made him better. He fixed no, you just because you sharpen a knife doesn't mean it's gonna be used for anything nice, But
sure.
so
Yeah, no.
Bobby's back. Now we got
I was
hot
just gonna say
hot off the press.
this is another take I had is that I my first thought when I watched this like little sex scene between the siblings there
Take it easy.
is because he did the classic film, you only see this in movies, is the male will suckle on the female's breast, and my first thought was, do women like that? because like that's fucking
Well,
weird.
according to pornography, they certainly do, but that's not a good
Do
But
women
representation.
then I
like
got
it?
my noggin jogging, and it's clearly a fucking reference to Oedipus again.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was about to say that.
It's a
Yeah, yeah,
maternal
yeah.
embrace she's giving him. She's giving him the same comfort a mother would give him, and it's an incestuous, taboo relationship. And so, yeah, it's clearly just a fucking bit more of the motif.
And
Totally.
the old boy motif, the old sport, the this guy being of such a prestigious stock, only furthers that thing of he very well could have been whisked away from his, the way a lot of genteel British aristocrats were in their youth, whisked away from their mothers and any kind of loving,
Yeah,
maternal,
like
influence in their
Mishima.
lives to boarding school to be tortured, abused, manipulated, and honed into the finest weapons.
Pervert.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's
So
also an undertone there.
that's
It's
this
like, okay,
class.
I mean, like, there's an undertone there where it's like, oh, rich people are fucking perverts. Like,
No, it's they just have more elbow room.
I
They have the
guess,
time to
yeah.
be. They have the
I do
time
want to
to
say
idle
this.
hands, Scott. Yeah,
I
that
did
whole
not see
shtick.
the Spike Lee version, but he did not miss the opportunity to do the black people meme. White people do be pedophiles, though.
Well, the whole movie is it's very interesting that when he decides to not make a film black, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
this
Yeah.
white
It
people.
seems like
Really shit really
he
shits
got
the bed
roped
when he
in.
tries that.
Yeah, like he just watched Oldboy and he's like, this is some white people shit. Like what?
Yeah, yo, white people. How can you walk away from Old Boy and be like, man, white people be crazy?
Oh shit. Yes,
He just assumes everyone who's not black is
it,
white.
father. Uh, yeah. Did you watch
You
that
one of those
clip?
Eastern crackers.
Yeah,
You one of
rice
them.
crackers.
Rice crackers. So much better than mine.
Patrick, you're gonna say
Uh,
something?
who knows? Rice
He
crackers.
sucks, dude.
That's
He's a
funny.
bad filmmaker. Fuck him. Fuck Spike Lee.
Scott, do the right thing.
He did the wrong thing, I think.
Do
That
the
movie's
right thing.
fucking. I mean, like, again, it's like kind of amusing in the sense that it's like a slice of life in a time period, a fictional time period
Yeah, yeah.
that
Yeah.
never existed, where
Dare I
black people
say,
weren't shooting each other.
he is what you would call a token black director.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't making Sinners, I'll tell you that much. Bobby, what's your take on Sinners? Did you love that or did you love it, love
I
it?
haven't finished it, but honestly, I liked what I
Oh,
saw. I need to go. I need to finish it. I turned it off because I did like. I was like, I'm gonna wait for my wife to be
wait
available to watch this, but I
wait
could
till
see it.
you oh, wait till you
I like what's his name, Jordan Peele's stuff.
Mm.
Not his Twilight Zone, but his movies are pretty good. Anyway,
I like that bit he did where he was like the gay coworker. You know what I'm talking about? That
yeah,
was solid.
yeah.
I want to see a full version of There's Something About the Johnsons directed by Jordan Peele.
Okay.
He would somehow play every part.
He would somehow make it about white people.
Yeah.
I walked in on my wife. She might as well have been like cheating. I came home early from the bar with some pals, and she was watching Boo, a Medea Halloween. I was like, "Who the fuck are you? Get up!" This is not
It's
acceptable.
like a safari.
It's not a racial thing. It's just like this is a terrible fucking movie. Why are you watching
You
this?
you walk in, you see the TV, you look at her, you lean in to see, is she awake?
Like, are you retarded?
Is this
She
auto?
was scared because it was such a scary movie.
She really did
She
look guilty when I caught her watching. I was like, why are you watching?
afraid to
Why are
find
you
the
watching
remote.
Tyler Perry? Anyway,
Hell
love
yeah.
that woman.
Is it
Anyway.
really called Boo?
It's called Boo, a Medea Halloween. Yeah.
Wow. It's like
Yeah.
Boo Haunted
Well,
House.
let's break down Medea for a moment on the Old Boy episode. But Medea is basically just earnest for black people.
Yes, true.
Scott,
But it's more
comment.
gay because Ernest is not in drag.
all I gotta say is, and I can't name any
Well, he's
names,
in
but I have
Tar.
a pretty close friend I went to high school with that climbed the ranks of Hollywood and ultimately an African American gentleman ultimately left because it got so weird because he was, climbing the ranks.
Hmm.
And Tyler Perry is
Okay.
is one of the
Interesting guy.
like fill in the blanks there. Anyway, I'm not gonna.
Do you remember that scene in Larry Sanders Show where Rip Torn it's Phil the writer is like fucking with what's his name, Scott Thompson from Kids in the Hall, in his role as Hank Kingsley's secretary, gay secretary. And Rip Torn says to him, "Who do you think runs Hollywood?" And Phil says, "The Jews?" And he goes, "No, the gay Jews."
It's okay if a Jew says it.
Rip Torn's not Jewish.
No, well, isn't
Is
Gary
it-
Gary
It's a good
Gary
old.
Shandling?
Oh yeah. The writers room was
Yeah,
Judd Apatow was the head writer in that show.
there you
But
go.
what's it called? I'm just very funny. Is that, but to your point though, Hollywood do be gay.
Yeah, download parties are real.
Yeah.
Take me back to Korea, please.
Yes,
Yeah, we gotta get
where
our mind out
things
of
are
the
traditional.
Medea gutter.
Get me back to incestuous Korea. Stat.
Go.
So we have, of course, the big confrontation scene at the end. Any thoughts on this? I guess I would. My big comment would be, while it's an insane apartment to have, it works so good for the fucking for the scene that it portrays.
Mm.
Is that his apartment or his office or some combination of both? I like his
It's his
weird
lair, I
cubicle,
think it
like
should be referred to.
his wardrobe cube. I liked that. I was like, I've never seen that before. It's like a
Yeah.
thing that descends from the ceiling or something. Just it's a cube that
It's like
opens up.
four pillars sort of that come together in a big
Yeah.
cross, which
It's
also evokes the cross. He's got, for some reason, as a cross tramp stamp, the villain.
a
Mhm.
little sus there. I'm not going to comment on that. I will
It
say,
was his dad's target.
oh,
Okay. That's an old
father.
that's an
You
old Korean
missed.
joke there, Scott. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, something cool. I stayed in a Airbnb in Porto, Portugal, years ago with my family, and it was a big. Basically, you walk into an apartment that's kind of like a big empty room, the loft space, basically, and there is a giant cube in it that opens up to contain the bathroom, the kitchen.
Ark of the
Uh,
Covenant.
what's that? What?
The Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant. Hitler was in there. Um,
The portal
uh,
to
J
Agartha.
JFK's missing brain. What else? Uh,
But to your
the
point though,
the
it's so
Krabby Patty
how the
secret
wait a minute. So
recipe.
explain how this cube worked. I'm curious,
Oh, it's
honestly.
really. I mean, I wish I could describe it in a way that's not absurd, but imagine something that's about 10 feet by 10 by 10 by 10. Yeah,
Yes, that would be a cube.
and it's not enormous, but it fills up the space in this room,
Hmm.
and you get the handles and pull it apart, and it's the doors open wide, they slide, and inside is a bathroom. If you close that, you open another, it's a kitchen area, and then into there is like a little dinette set, and it kind of it was
So there's
weird.
space maxing.
It was weird. It was as if there was no other utility in the building or apartment other than what was in the cube. I it felt like something out of Space
Old
Odyssey.
boy.
No, it's more like literally Space Odyssey.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen
I'm
anything like that
gonna
in my
see if I
life.
can look it up and give you some, but carry on as we
I was
will.
just gonna say though, there's that insane shower in the middle of the. How is that piped? Like, how did they plumb that like correctly? It doesn't make any sense to me. They just randomly as a shower like in the middle of the
Gravity
room.
is for the
Oriental
poor,
magic.
Scott.
You got. Oh yeah, he was like he like used a Dragon Ball wish from Shang whatever
To build his shower,
to build a
his
shower.
plumbing. Yeah. They do have a very high tech plumbing over there, apparently. So I'm
In
told.
Japan particularly, yeah, they have
Yeah.
was it's
Well,
because there's so many people packed on each top of each other, so they had to really work out the civil engineering of it. Um, but yeah, I don't like yeah going through the minutes of this scene would kind of do it a disservice. But I guess what I want to say is the again the what I said before, which is the cutting the tongue off. First of all, it was foreshadowed with that comment of the tongue being cut off. And further, again, it also oh, I was gonna say also is that at the end of the film where Wu Jin sort of feels like his work is complete, so to speak. And I think it kind of goes back to my point of it, like he on some level does know that it was him that did
hmm
it all along, essentially, because he now that his revenge plot is complete, he has no raison d'etre anymore. And so his only choice, because he's no longer has this way to sublimate his own guilt onto this other guy, because he decided to let him go because of the symbolic level playing field that he's created. His only option is then to shoot himself in the head with a little Walther kind of like sneaky gun.
little snub nose.
Yeah, a little holdout pistol.
Yeah, and that ultimately speaks to one of the main lessons of the film, I guess, is
Sometimes
revenge.
dead is better.
Yeah, and once if you've obsessed over a ethically, I guess, unjust human instinct, Christianity would preach forgiveness.
Yeah.
But even if you follow those primal instincts to get revenge and let it consume you, whether it be a protagonist or the villain, ultimately it's gonna
It destroys you, yeah.
destroy you. And it's kind of like a chasing dragon thing. Like, well, what do I do now? And now that I've completed the thing that I've been obsessed with, this intricate plot to make things happen for my fantasy. What happens now? And then ultimately, I mean, suicide's a big motif in this movie anyway. And
I think it's a big motif in Asian life.
yeah, well, that's true. That's a good point. Speaks to that audience, but um, yeah, the end is did we already overtly suggest that Jin Woo is his name? Woo Jin?
Wu Jin, yeah.
Woo Jin reveals to him via a photo album
Purple box.
that
Purple photo album.
the lady he's hypnotically fallen in love with, quite literally, is actually his daughter.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, the sex scene between those two, just to rewind for a second, the sex scene between those two is like very realistic, but also like when you know the end of this movie, it's as disturbing as like even though it's not like it's fairly tasteful, all things considered.
Yeah. Korean
It's
audience.
yeah, it's hard to watch once you know the end of this movie,
I'd say
and
it's hard to watch without knowing the end of the movie
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
it's
very
very
David
intense,
Lynchian
and yeah, for sure. But the other layer of that makes it harder to watch, I guess, would be the reveal at the end.
knowledge.
Um, and I want to bring this up now because I want to point something out at the very end. Okay, so before he cuts his tongue out, or as he's cutting his tongue out, I don't remember what happened exactly in order, but he cuts his tongue out. He's begging for him not to expose the truth to Chun Li or whatever. What's her name? Fucking
Mido.
Mido. Uh, uh, you
My
know,
doll, if you wish.
he does the whole dog, like I'll be your slave dog thing, which is all very upsetting and disturbing. Ultimately, homeboy offs himself with that Walther in the elevator there, but the recording is on the reel to reel of them fornicating with its daughter
Yeah.
is incredibly disturbing. And um, there, I might as well jump to it at the very end. I mean, is there any other thoughts on that scene from you guys before I get
Yes,
to
I
the?
have a couple of things I want
Okay,
to
go
add
ahead.
to that.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say is the one of the things is the it brings to question whether or not the pacemaker plot point with which he taunts Odesu earlier in the film by saying, "You can kill me if you want, or you can beat me if you want, but I'll just kill myself and I'll take away your satisfaction in knowing." Was that a feint the entire time? And if so, oof, that is fucking brutal, man. Is that the entire time he was pretending that he had this get out of jail free card? And again, that's the same thing. It's like you met Bobby earlier on in the episode, you mentioned like, oh, fucking Odie's who's kind of a dope.
Yeah,
Um,
dipshit.
yeah, like why wouldn't you at least like try to investigate, take the thing from him and maybe investigate the buttons a little bit, perhaps? It
Yeah, and
turns out
what's the deal with the laser pointer? I didn't pick
I
up
think
on
the
that.
whole time it was just a laser pointer slash like recording starter.
Okay, fair enough.
But maybe not. Maybe it did have a thing attached to his pacemaker attached to it. But frankly, I think it's much more brutal if it's not that, and he just had him fucking tricked the entire time.
And this is, I mean, this is the scene too where you get into the symbolism of the shattered glass. Like, once
Yeah,
it's exposed what's really going on here, the big shock twist ending. There, I mean, it's arguably hack, to be honest, but it's so done so well in this film. Like, you
yeah,
have him throwing him up against the glass window and the high tower, and that starts to shatter. There's a bunch of like display boxes, I want to say, that he gets
yep.
thrown into or
Yeah,
something.
he's got his
And then,
cameras in it.
I mean, it's really ham-fisted on the nose, shattered glass stuff, and then you're like, oh, you're like shattering your
Shattering your
entire
identity. Yeah,
identity and your your whole motive or
world.
whatever. Yeah, your whole world is shattering. And again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, if you're trying to show examples of symbolism to like a layman in film, like, this is a very good kind of intro to that, as far as picking up on it without it being completely hack. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not that
again,
tropes are bad in their own way. It's that when you use a trope that you did not earn through
mhm,
storytelling, it
bingo.
sucks.
Yeah, see
But
Mother. See the movie Mother.
yeah, that movie sucks.
The
I
movie's
think
terrible.
Darren Aronofsky is just a bad director.
The
Fuck him.
Wrestler's so good though. But
Well,
anyway,
I'm
I
good on it.
prefer the
It's a
movie
more white
Ma.
people stink, but another white people stink movie.
Why people
sinners.
be stanking.
Yeah. So yeah, the end of the, like, the third, like, every act of this movie has its own personality, I think, and it's the first act's very confined, the last act's very confined, the middle act is all the it's probably the most
Atlas Shrugged
forgettable act, but
stuff.
it's all, yeah, exactly. And so the guy kills himself. Any other final thoughts on that big reveal climax stuff?
I'm thinking. Oh, I think to the point of the fact that I think the whole Odesu being sort of cast out or being scapegoated for this death of his sister or whatever, it's spoken to by the fact that Odesu literally didn't remember it, and then he has to, because it's been made such a big deal, he assumes wrongfully that, oh, you must have wiped it out of my memory, so I'd have to rediscover it or whatever.
Hmm.
And ironically, the Wu Jin is like, no, you just forgot because you didn't give a shit. Because you were gone for a minute there, Bobby, but
Hmm.
how unjust. He didn't give a shit. He shouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's not an equal reaction to what he did. It just isn't.
Yeah. Um, I mean, would you consider that like I guess I don't know, a plot hole, for lack of a better word,
No,
or?
no. I'm saying the character is a fucking bastard piece of shit
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah, okay.
creating this world in his mind to justify this. And it's a real evil character in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's kind of the whole theme of, we're relating with this character this whole time, and then we all learn a valuable lesson by the end of the movie as audience members.
But yeah, so that final scene where he, after his tongue is removed, he's been symbolically castrated from telling the truth. He can never utter the truth. literally speaking.
I mean, he could write it down if he had to.
True, but he can't utter it. And there's something about the
Sure,
human
sure, sure.
relationship with spoken word and
Thank you,
stuff.
Professor. Yes.
What you got,
But
Toro?
so he reaches out to the lady who brainwashed him in the prison and says, "Can you help me?"
Let's trust
Um,
her.
I know that seems foolish to me. Like he also was
Well,
burned
it's
before.
it's for the audience. Oh, that's the lady. It's just a callback kind of thing.
You're right,
They're not gonna
but
get fucking some guy
but it's
that
his
has
MO
a
too,
pocket.
because he foolishly thought, "Oh, I can just befriend Park now by giving him his fucking ring back."
Right.
Because now, even though obviously this guy's a gazillionaire, he could buy his loyalty. He's got reality warping wealth.
So yeah, when he's getting hypnotized to more, I guess the hypnosis is to suggest that he's being hypnotized to forget the entire thing he knows, right? More or less.
Yes,
Is that what we're
that he
gathering here?
does not know that. Primarily, I think the thing would be that that Mito is his daughter.
Interesting.
He,
So is that to
it,
suggest that he is going to continue his love affair with Mito if he doesn't know it's his daughter?
I think it's.
Um,
I, you got something?
I was just gonna say, I think yeah, it implies that it would.
Yeah, because I was gonna say at the end, it's like, okay, so because I thought he was just getting hypnotized to like not know all the shit he learned. But in doing so, if you were to do that, you're almost as likely to still fall in love with your daughter if you
Yeah.
didn't
I think
know,
he
right?
wants to. I think
Interesting. Okay, maybe
unfortunately, I think he is in the, like Scott mentioned, he is in the absolute place of the scapegoat where he feels validated in his victim status, where he is entitled to some kind of
Cosmic relief.
comfort,
yeah,
and he decides he'd rather have this thing that, it's really miserable because ultimately it means this man changed. No, it's ultimately about him and him. Yeah, miso soup never knows. I don't think she knows.
She does
no,
not know.
no.
No. So
She's
it's
spared that knowledge.
so it
S-
it's not good, but
I
it's
think it's
what a
another thing
selfish
to
man would
say.
do.
It is what a selfish man would do, but I was gonna say the other thing is it to me it's a more perfect leveling of the playing fields between these two characters. Now they really are the same. They're now both willingly in an incestuous relationship. And but further, another thing is I wanted to mention too is that during that scene where he's where Wu Jin is explaining how the hypnosis worked, where he was had the trigger of him hearing "Who are you?" or "Do you like your clothes?" or whatever the line was when he picks up the phone. They did a really classic um sort of mise en scène scene shot where half of the screen is Wu Jin's face and half of the screen is Odesu's face, which again is saying it's the saying that they're now become the same person essentially, or
yeah, yeah, that's a good call out.
equivalence or some way. So again, so it makes sense to me that after that shot like that, after the mirror scene, that going forward, the one who survived the entire ordeal would then be like, oh, I'm gonna be a willing participant in incest. Although again, he's also trying to wipe that part out of his brain so we can
Yes.
fully enjoy it, I guess would be
Yeah,
would be the
that's
way
where
to
I got
put it.
confused. I feel a little unattentive when you guys point out it's like, yeah, well, obviously he was, reverse brainwashing himself to not know the truth so he could continue on. See, that's how innocent I am. I'm like going like, I think he just like wants to forget what just happened. But
Yeah.
as far as like there's a great very subtle visual callback in the hypnosis scene where he's being hypnotized at the very end and he's being made to forget about all that, more or less. And it cuts back to the reel to reel of the recording of them having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the reel to reel in. I mean, this goes back to the duality themes. Like there's two reels on a reel to reel. and all the memory, like the whole reel, the whole tape on one reel goes all the way over to the other and kind of represents like, hey, this lives over here now in this one reel, this one side of the duality, and then the new one has been birthed with this empty one, if that makes sense.
So do you think that he was successful in the mind wipe?
I think so, just because of that.
I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that visual metaphor. That's a good point. I guess what I would say is I think it's left ambiguously on purpose.
Sure. I mean, I think there is a degree of that as well. But either way, like it's ambiguous, but I think that callback to that shot of the reel to reel represents that to a degree. It implies it, whether it's encouraging one version of the ambiguity or the other. To me, I picked that up as like, hey, here are the two versions of this person, and we've hypnotized you to, isolate this stuff that you don't want to remember onto this other version. But I
That's
guess
an
at the end of the
interesting
day,
take.
it's still the same reel to reel. We're all
See, what I took about it is that she said, during the hypnosis exercise, she said, I want you to envision yourself, look at that tree and imagine it's one of the pillars in the apartment, in the
hmm
penthouse that the traumatic thing happened in. And then I want you to imagine yourself go to the window and look at your reflection in the mirror in the window. Again, reflection motif, and it's all
hmm
purple, by the way.
hmm
Um, and then you're gonna, there's gonna be two versions of you, Odesu and the monster. And Odesu is the version that doesn't know, and the monster is the one that does know. And you're
Right.
gonna watch the monster walk away and die a death alone away from you, and you will be free of that knowledge. So this scene plays out. A figure that appears to be Odesu walks away, and then there's a scene transition to this blinding white, and he wakes up on the ground in the snow, away from about 20 or so paces away from the spot in which he was instructed to do this exercise. So to me, the fact that he woke up while having walked away, he's the monster. He's not Odesu. He does
Mm.
remember it all.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Also,
Go ahead, Patrick.
uh, going back to the color scheme, themes and all, it ends in snow, but we can imagine that's grass underneath. White being innocence, you figure that snow will melt. That will eventually come back up to the surface. That nature,
Mm.
that who he is, Ode Sue, who is the monster. He's
yeah,
playing
he
it being
became the
OD.
monster.
Yeah. Um, so
So I
uh,
could see your point, Bobby. I think
also
it's
the laser
deliberately
pointer was
left
green.
it's
Yeah,
deliberately
yeah,
left non-committal to it.
That's the best thing
yeah.
about any great film is the room to breathe for you to
But
interpret
it
as
must
you.
be said that last shot where he's hugging her and smiling, and then it turns to like there's a reference I don't think either of you will get, but the expression from Disco Elysium, the grimace smile, of pain, masked in false happiness.
Yeah.
Put
I
it
don't
in
get
the
the reference, but I
thumbnail.
understand what you're saying, and I picked up on that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Put it in the
Um,
thumbnail.
Yeah, it's open. I think it's intentionally open to interpretation. It's like the end of the thing, but
yeah.
way more weird and gross from a taboo standpoint. But
Or like
I can only speak in John Carpenter metaphors and comparisons. So
it's like the end of Birth of a Nation. It's like the end of
The nation is
Gone with the
born.
Wind.
it's the end of
It's like
Triumph
the
of
end
the
of
Will.
Mississippi Burning.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other hot button films. Uh,
The Color Purple.
Yeah, I mean that's the most fitting one of all in this film
Uh,
discussion.
it's like the end of Sinners.
don't
I-
spoil it. I need to. Patrick, are you a fan of Sinners or no?
I didn't like when they all turned white at the end.
Oh no, I'm not watching that
I
movie.
didn't like it.
Never mind.
I don't know enough about
felt
it to know
tropey.
whether you're just goofing or not.
Oh shit! Listen,
Nor
folks,
do I ever want to find out. But
go watch this movie
go watch
twice.
this movie, and if you've seen it before and you go, "Oh yeah, Old Boy, I remember the twist," I don't need to go back and watch it before the spoiler warning. Now go
Congratulations.
watch it.
Well, yeah,
Now
if there's
go
one
watch it.
if there's one thing that can be said, you could, you may have watched it once or twice in your life and go, yeah, that's a
I
good
get it.
movie. It's well crafted. It's got some interesting, thought experiments there. But having watched it in preparation for this, to have something to say about it, like it's a whole nother level now, I think, for me at
Agreed.
least.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, films like this, when they're so good and they have such a, uh an ultimate moment, or a, such characterizing things about them. It's like remembering, oh, that burp at the end of that meal was the best thing ever. It's like, no, that's not the, go back to what was the meal,
Right.
Said no one ever. What did
I
he
don't know.
say? In
I know what you're saying,
analogy?
Patrick.
He knows what I'm saying.
I'm a
Thank you,
fan of
Bobby.
tasty burps from time
No,
to
it's
time.
like, no, legitimately,
But
it's
who would
like,
prefer that over the meal?
no, it's like saying, oh, that movie, that movie's good. The twist at the end, or it's like, no, there's so much more
It's so
to,
much more than that. Yeah. I think
I
that's
agree
been
with
kind of
that
the theme
part
of
of it.
this.
Yes.
Listen, I start talking and then I get to the end, Scott. All right.
Coming from you, any sort of commentary on eating too
I don't know
is
what people do.
dubious at best.
They eat. They seem to
People
like
eat.
it.
Yeah, I've seen it before in movies. He ate dumplings in this movie. I know people eat.
Oh fuck, they look so good too.
I know. I would. All right. Bobo, what do you want to plug, my friends? Oh, let's. Oh, wait. Just do scores.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
we're gonna
right. We're gonna do
score.
scores. Forgot. So, let's do a little different. Patrick, you do your score first, and
No.
and summation.
Well, I think it's a fine film. I think I try. It speaks to why I haven't watched this in so damn long. It's not a fun film, in a way. It's it depends on how you're watching it. If you're really just in the mood for something extremely entertaining, tightly crafted, uh, the seams do not show. If you can totally immerse yourself in this film and feel the way it feels, from the tooth to the, from the tipsy at toes, it's a very, very good time, worth a couple hours, and I'd give this a solid hot light 9. I'd give it a light 9. I think it's
Whoa.
That's a good
strong
score.
8. Strong 8.
That's a very good score.
Strong 8. I'm doubling back. Only because they really did eat that octopus in such a terrible way. It's not nice.
I say fuck them.
Scott takes the
Damn
battlefield,
octopus.
the what do you call it?
I like I
Starship
like food that
Troopers
struggles back
approach.
a little bit.
Yeah. So what's that like? I don't know.
Octopus.
Okay. All right. Bobby,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Unless you have
Bobby,
food
your
that you-
score.
For
thoughts?
for what it's worth, I have zero complaints about this. I'm stretching for a complaint.
I don't have one either. Yeah.
I
They
really
don't talk
don't.
English.
And if I had, like, I'm not claiming this, but usually with movies like this that check all the boxes and are like visually competent, there's at no point in this film where I'm going like, okay, director, like, let's stop being such a little masturbatory cunt. Like, we get it. We get you're very talented. I don't get it. Like you said, Patrick, it's seamless, I think, in that sense as well. It's like, it's incredibly competent without coming off and saying, "Hey, look how competent and like sophisticated this is," right?
Mhm.
And also, it's incredibly palatable. It's incredibly entertaining. It's not boring. Again, it's a little under 2 hours, I think.
It's a
Mhm.
good not tight 90 film. Like it's the right amount of time.
It's a
Doesn't
perfect
overstay its
first act,
welcome.
second act, third act. It just it's everything. And again, if you're not familiar with Korean cinema or Asian cinema in general, this is a great first place to start. Even if you're not interested in getting into that kind of cinema, that's just a good ass movie to watch. To your point, Patrick, I don't put this on as regularly as fucking Big Trouble in Little China, but it's
Your other favorite Asian cinema.
Yeah, it's my other favorite
Yeah.
Asian film is Big Trouble in Little China. I watch that about 3 times a year. I'm not going to do that with this one.
Nice.
Um, but at the same time, if someone throws it on or wants to watch it, I'm not be like, I'm not in the mood to watch that, right? Like
Get in the
I'll
mood.
sit down and watch it, right?
Hell
But
yeah.
it's not going to be like my first choice to watch regularly, at least.
Mm.
But I'm gonna have to go with you. I mean, this is 8.5 to be honest. It's pretty much perfect. It's just not my favorite movie of all time, you know.
Yeah.
For me,
There's something about a master making it look easy. You know,
yeah,
that
that's
that
true.
thing.
And keeping it palatable. Again, like it's a
I mean,
very
it's hard to call this movie palatable.
well, I mean,
Right.
not
If you don't
palatable,
like
but like,
seafood,
but it's not like
From a film going perspective, yeah.
it's not like you're sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck is
It's not
going on.
Memento.
Yeah, it's not Sindochi, New York. Sindochi, New York, whatever the fuck that movie's called.
Synecdoche, New York.
No, that's the name of the city. Schenectady.
Schenectady, New York.
I don't speak East Coast, you Yankees. Anyway,
Well, it's actually an engine word.
okay.
So,
Skin Dick, New York.
Dick Skin, New York. That's South Williamsburg, I'm pretty sure. Dick Skin, New York. Um, okay, so for me, yeah, again, I just also want to highlight we didn't really talk about this so much. It's just one quick thing, but that last scene where Choi Min Sik is doing his little range of emotions, where first he's saying, "I'll fucking kill you. I'll eat every last bit of your body. They'll never find any of you." And like in a split second, he's actually like, "Oh no, no, no! I'm actually sorry. No, no! I'll be your dog. I'll be your slave."
You kind of see that with him with the prison meal feat
Yes,
too.
definitely, yeah.
You know, anyway, I was thinking about that.
No, it's a testament to his fucking performance. It's so physical, it's so believable. And again, I say this whenever I talk about John Woo movies, but like perhaps they're not amazing actors in their original language, but to me they seem amazing. Like because it's I'm not speaking their language. Like I've said this before and maybe you'll agree with me, Bobby. You know what movie I want to be like one of my favorite movies of all time is Face Off.
It's terrible.
It is terrible because and I'm telling you right now, you know what would make it a fucking high 7 minimum is if it was all Chinese actors speaking Chinese.
It's much more forgivable when it's the Chinese.
Yes, I mean that's what I'm saying. You were saying earlier what you thought your like introduction to if you were trying to get people to break their Chinese cherry or Asian cherry as it were, their
Yeah.
cherry blossom if you will.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
black and white cherry. What's that like?
Um,
Dating older? What's that?
That's a movie we could talk about too. Popping your Chinese cherry.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that one.
I don't want
But
that on
what I was
my-
gonna say is, no, I was gonna say I usually recommend people to watch either The Killer or Hard Boiled by John.
I was gonna
Woo.
say Hard Boiled is another one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, The Killer might be a little better just in terms of character.
Infernal
intrigue.
Affairs, honorable mention, which is
That's
what
also good. That's not
the
John
part
Woo
is
though,
based-
if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's
But
not.
it is a great movie.
And then what is that movie called? It's very generic sounding. It's John Woo.
Who's the
19
fucking guy that put the cameras in this place?
Who in this movie? Jeffrey
No,
Epstein.
I'm trying to remember the rest of the. Me. Oh, you. Oh, what the fuck was it?
If you don't
I'm
know
the
it, then
I'm the
drop
fucking
it.
guy who does his job. You must be the other guy. I'm the Departed.
Oh,
Infernal
yeah, that's
Affairs. Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's a great
Infernal
movie.
Affairs is
Yeah.
what Departed is a remake of. Yeah.
Never seen
Um,
Infernal Affairs.
It's
And,
great. It's great. But I was just gonna say though is so but as far as Oldboy goes, yeah, just amazing acting and again it's got both. It gets you a movie who do both. It's not only a movie that you can show to someone who isn't curious about filmmaking, but it's also a visual feast and a fun and almost interactive for the film minded. And for that, I have to give this movie an 8.
Yeah, I think we're all in the same ballpark with this one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bobby, you got it? I know you got it. He was
What?
looking for it. I thought you were.
I'm looking for
something.
another. Oh, here it is. It's not John Woo, but it's Chow Yun Fat. So it made me think of John Woo.
Right.
John Woo made me think of it. Check out if you want some fucking cool ass action schlock Asian Hong Kong shit. Check out The Seventh Curse. Is the other.
I haven't even heard of that one.
It's basically a live action zombie
So you got
anime.
it's The Seventh Curse. So there's like an expansion on the George Carlin bit.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
These are 7 words you can't say in Chinese.
That's a good ass impression.
He just
They wanna
throws down,
build a
throws a
wall.
pan down the stairs.
And then another honorable mention, The Host. I like The Host is another.
I
Korean
do
film.
like the movies by that guy. Or have you seen Memories of Murder? That was pretty good. That was that was the first film by the guy who did The Host.
You know what movie I think you'd like of this? No, it's not Korean, it's Japanese, but Shin Godzilla. And I'm not
I've
even a
seen it.
big.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, it's like the Japanese Doctor Strangelove. It's like I love the.
Is
It's a little sympathetic to government infrastructure and bureaucry, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
also
Japan.
makes fun of it at the same time. But yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, I'm
Is
a
that
big
the more recent
Gojira
one?
fan.
Okay.
Is that the more recent one? I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah.
minus one. You're thinking. Of.
Shin Godzilla is only
Godzilla.
like 2010, I want to say.
Yeah,
something like
It's
that.
not
exactly,
too long
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
That's a
came
good one.
out around the time of like the what Bryan Cranston Godzilla or whatever the hell.
My own.
It's, uh,
Oof. I accidentally
sorry
ordered
to-
that on 4K.
Godzilla,
'cause
what the fuck are you talking about?
I ordered that 4K because they fucking got me with the marketing on Amazon. I thought it was the original. They made the poster look like the original, and it was like
No shit.
$9. I was like, oh, for $9, I'll take the original Godzilla on 4K. And then it's the stupid
I have
Walter
the Criterion.
You
White
thought it was
one.
the Matthew Broderick version.
the 98.
course,
one,
some
Oh
of the
yeah, I
course.
love that.
Hank Azaria's finest moment.
I forgot he was in it. Yeah, I have the Criterion original Godzilla.
I had no idea you were a Godzilla head.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Sick.
Fucking sick, dude.
Sick, dude.
We're just kind
Can
Godzilla.
while we're talking fucking silly movies, can I plug my stuff?
Was just about to Bobo. Please tell us where to find y'all.
Tell us the juice.
Yeah, we're slowed down for reasons, but hopefully we get some more stuff out. If you haven't heard it though, there's a backlog of over 300 episodes of the Not For Everyone podcast, in which my cohort and I and the occasional regular guests will break down a less sophisticated film generally than Oldboy. We recently did a drunken analysis of Predator Badlands. Generally, we don't do new movies, but we kind of had to talk about that one and really therapeutically
I
get
did
it off our
listen
chest.
to that. Before we started recording, we were both sort of bonding over the fact that we don't listen to podcasts anymore.
Yes.
But I did break my rule
Well, thank you.
because I had to hear, because I sure as shit wasn't going to watch Predator Badlands.
I basically had to see it to talk about it on a fucking podcast. It was one of
Yeah.
those homework assignment things, but yeah.
So I wanted someone whose opinion I trusted as far as tearing it to shreds, and I was not.
We've never
disappointed.
taken a bigger dump on a movie than Predator Badlands, but at the same time, none of us like hated it. It's just like not good. But anyway, and Not For Everyone podcast. It's really the title is a double entendre for films that are not for everyone, and then also hosts that are not for everyone. So
That's
you go.
right. Anything else? So you want to plug any other things?
Oh yeah, Scott and I do a monthly pay feed feature with Monica Perez on the Monica Perez Show, breaking down movies. And what did we just do? We just talked about
My pick. We did an episode on Adaptation.
yep.
Another
and before
2003 film, by the way.
that should be out next. When is this coming out? When is this episode coming
Sunday.
out? Yeah, this should be out. That should be out Friday when you're listening to this.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And then the one we
Fast.
just did was Demolition Man, which we all love and revere.
That is a great movie. So yeah, for us, www.historyhomos.com for the RSS feed. We're also available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, and most importantly, our home base, www.historyhomospod.substack.com. If you like the show, the best way to get more of the show is to subscribe at Substack. You get 100% more show per week. This week, Patrick and I discussed a number of things, a lot of Chinese topics this week, actually, on the bonus episode. But we discussed the hook for the episode, a little bit of clickbait, as we discussed the oldest
Bait.
clickbait was the oldest ever human remains found in Antarctica. So if that's at all interesting to you,
Ooh.
swing by and hear us talk about Chinese flat Earth.
I am so fucking down.
It's yeah. I don't know if we got to the bottom of
that's
it, but
the best way. That's the best way to help us out, and appreciate you guys. Again, we're 18th place on the rising charts on Substack history right now. We're at an all-time high subscribers, but we're not there yet. We have to get over the Zionist shills, man. We got to do it. We need to overturn the tables at Substack, the money counting tables at Substack, and fix this world, okay? So please help us out at historyhomospod.substack.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you'd like to buy a t-shirt that is not size large, because we're out, email me your size and address at historyhomos@gmail.com. Let me know if you guys want me to do another run of merch. I'm interested in doing it, but like the shirts literally took 3 years to sell, large only. So, if you're interested in merch, please hit me up. And I've got some ideas for shirts. And also I was kind of thinking I wanted to make like a mock FBI jacket, FBI like rain slicker, but instead of saying FBI, it says HHP, as in History Homos podcast. That's kind of a funny idea, but it would be high production cost. So it'd have to be worth, like, people need to want this badly for me to want to make it.
high
So,
Chinese fashion.
yes, high
People are
Chinese flat Earth.
Hell yeah, dude. People are gonna be stomping through the streets in Hong Kong and Tokyo wearing HHP and big
Yeah,
leg up sneakers. It'll be great.
it would be
But
great.
in the meantime, www. You already did all that.
I already did all that stuff.
All right,
I was just
yeah.
gonna say, but at time of recording, still friendliest place on the internet. If you make a big enough impression on us, we will give you flair in your name. Because yeah, I'm like, all the regular chat people now have nicknames in their their usernames, based on their character as deigned by me. Also, further, we have 2 new mods in the group chat, so way less Indian scammers in there lately.
Get them out.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, die with dignity. Anything else? Anything else anyone want to say before we go? Patrick, you got a sign off you want to hit us all with?
Bobby, you got anything on the tip of your tongue or
Nothing. I was afraid you were going to say that. I got nothing for you.
Well, don't be afraid.
I'll let you
because
have
my
the last
friend,
word.
The last word.
Even though I'm nothing but a beast, don't I deserve to live?
No.
Later, almost.